the second person in the last 10 minutes to come in my shirt. I'll have you know, baby girl, actually, I told her to pick my outfit today, and this is the shirt she picked. So when you talk trash about my shirt today, this selection was specifically for baby girl, so you need to apologize.
No, thank you. Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up. How you doing, Bradley?
I'm doing good. I can't believe you let baby girl pick your outfit, Kyle. Usually you are very defensive of that.
defensive.
I woke up and I want to feel what I'm feeling. I really see what outfit's going to vibe with me.
Well, I had an event to go to this morning because, as you all know, I do more than just come and do a radio show like two people I work with here.
Cool.
And so... And so I had to dress up, and I told her to go through my closet. I might have laid around a little bit longer and went in the shower and said, baby, pick it out for me.
Did she pick something out, and then you said, gotta be something else? Or
No.
This is version 1 of baby girl's choice?
She gave me 3 options, and this is the one that I chose. I said, good job.
Not so good right now as we all take inventory on
Haters
Kyle's
go
outfit.
hate. Brad, you like it, don't you?
Ben's kind of right.
Like it.
It feels like it's 2010. It feels like it's 2010
Yep.
all over again.
All
Vertical
over again.
stripes.
Actually, you know
little
why?
loose fitting.
Why I
The
should
loose
throw it out?
fitting. The loose fitting is the telling.
I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you this. I probably should get rid of it. I don't know if y'all know what logo this is on my shirt.
No.
Sean John.
Oh, no. Kyle.
You burn that baby. You burn it.
I probably should get rid of it.
This is the last time you wear it.
Take it off now.
Yeah. I don't like them Diddy parties. I'm not a
Take
big
it
old
off.
guy. I can't. I mean,
It's one thing to buy it before all this came out. It's another thing to wear it after.
well, baby girl chose it, so it's on her.
Oh, so now you chose of the 3 options, but it now comes back to her. You're never at fault, Kyle Wallace. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. Lists is more. You can see our beautiful faces in Kyle's horrible shirt on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Now, we are 2 days or 24 hours-ish removed from the opening presser for Ben Johnson, who is the new head coach of the Chicago Bears. And Brad Nortman has a second-day reaction to the dorky audio from Ben Johnson at the press conference yesterday.
I know this is the toughest division of football right now. There's 3 teams that made the playoffs this year. I've got tremendous amount of respect for the coaches and the players in this league. Having competed against them for the last 6 years. Dan Campbell, Kevin O'Connell.
What happened?
Awards as the season ends here. And to be quite frank with you, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
I was so ready for
painful.
Strope's laugh track to come.
Listen, it took me 2 days for that really to hit and sink deep. My first reaction was all about Ben Johnson. Like, boy, this guy's a square. I mean, this guy is going to have a hard time connecting with guys in the locker room. Trust me, I'm a punter. I'm a square. I know a square when I see one. He is a square. But it took day 2 for there to be like an aftershock. I thought about this, and the quote he said, I have a tremendous amount of respect for the coaches and players in this division. And he compliments Kevin O'Connell, he compliments Dan Campbell, and he completely disrespects Matt LaFleur. Now, I know that he said that to yesterday at this point, but I was thinking to myself, Matt LaFleur has done more than Kevin O'Connell and Dan Campbell combined, right? When it comes to division wins, playoff wins, going far in the playoffs, right? Even coaching an MVP type season, not once, but twice with Aaron Rodgers and developing a young quarterback in Jordan Love. And he's going to go up there and disrespect Matt LaFleur like that when he's the most accomplished coach in this division. I'm thinking to myself, if someone is going into the NFC West, they're not saying that about McVay and Shanahan. If someone's going into the AFC North, they're not saying that about Tomlin and Harbaugh. Even in the NFC West, or the AFC West, Sean Payton, Andy Reid, they're not saying that about highly respected coaches in the NFL. You're just not taking a shot, even if you are the primary rival head coach. So I was thinking to myself, two things. One, Matt LaFleur just got so disrespected. I couldn't even believe it. It took me 2 days for it to truly digest and figure out that, man, that is just such a level of disrespect. If Matt LaFleur doesn't come out fuming, and I mean fuming, against the Chicago Bears, someone needs to check his pulse. The other thing is, Matt LaFleur, he needs to remember and put some respect on his name. He's going to keep on getting dunked on like this until he goes to a Super Bowl, because all the coaches I said, McVay, Shanahan, Andy Reid, Sean Payton, Harbaugh, Tomlin, nobody's saying that about those guys, but those guys have at least all been to a Super Bowl. Most of them won at least one. So Matt LaFleur, he deserves more respect than what Ben Johnson gave him, but he can shut everybody up. If he at least gets to goes to a Super Bowl, it's time, Matt LaFleur. It's time.
No, I agree. He needs to have a Will Smith moment where he says, keep my name out your mouth when they meet next year, the Chicago Bears. Because I'm telling you, you're absolutely right. That is very disrespectful, Brad, because when I saw it initially, I was like, that's the Bears being the Bears. But then, as you just said, you presented it so well, is that this is a sense of disrespect, because you would not hear anybody say that about Sean McVay. You would never hear anybody say that about Mike Tomlin. Heck, the fact that they already put Kevin O'Connell, or he did, Kevin O'Connell and Dan Campbell, he worked with Dan Campbell, so it's a little bit different. It is so disrespectful to do that to Matt LaFleur, who is the most accomplished coach in this division. And so I just don't understand why people want to disrespect my boy Matt LaFleur. I understand he has not won a Super Bowl. Super Bowls are important, but good football coaches still deserve some type of respect. And so for him to do that to Matt LaFleur, that is a little disrespectful. And you know what? He had a little bit he added some fuel to the fire of this rivalry that we had that the Bears have not really made very interesting in the last decade.
So the wonderful part about this is we all know Matt LaFleur is at 11-1 trophy all time against the Chicago Bears. So, number one, LaFleur's got a great track record against the Chicago Bears. Number two, Ben Johnson added fuel to the fire. Number three, I want to see them kick the crap out of them both games. And when they shake hands at the middle of the field, I don't want anything more. No. I don't want to blow by. I want him to stand there, grab his hand, hold it, shake his hand, look him in the eye, and let him know who's his daddy. Matt LaFleur, show Ben Johnson. Say, I'm your daddy. Say, who's your daddy now, Ben?
Who's your daddy now?
Yes, and that's what I'm looking forward to, is now Matt LaFleur, with every reason to obviously beat the Bears, has every reason and more to continue to beat the Bears and let Ben Johnson know. That was cute. But in between these lines is where you can talk the most trash. And my team is going to go out there, kick the ass like we've always kicked. And then when I see it, the midfield, when we shake hands, I'm going to look you straight in the eye, and I'm going to know I got the better of you. So, yes, there is a component, like Brad said, where, yes, I would love for Matt LaFleur to take the next step with this franchise, with this team. If Goody can put together the roster for Matt to go forward and make a deep run in the playoffs. But I just think he has the opportunity to just continue to show that he's the bigger person, but also the better coach. Because as you said, Brad, of all the resumes of every coach in the NFC North, you can't say that they have better resumes. Because at the end of the day, in his first year as the Packers head coach after a bad 2018, they went 13-3. Then they went 13-3 and had the 1 seed, and went 13-3 again and had the 1 seed.
Back to back.
2 NFC championship games. Obviously, it wasn't good in the second number 1 seed when they lost to the San Francisco 49ers at home. 2022, disaster. Aaron Rodgers, Goody, LaFleur, whatever. Moved on. Jordan Love, boop, youngest team to make the playoffs, win the first time ever as a 7 seed. This year, a little bit of a step back. But the opportunity to take a step forward is there. I really, truly believe that. And I was listening to the Homer Hour from 5 to 6 yesterday on my drive home, and Homer and Jason Wilde are talking about how Homer thinks the Bears being good in the division is bad for the Green Bay Packers, and Jason's saying, well, you know, it's the regular season. It's not that big of a deal. The reason why I side with Homer on the Bears being good is something that would be a bad thing for the Green Bay Packers is the evidence of what we saw the past 2 years of them being a 7 seed, right? If the Bears are good, the Vikings are good, and the Lions are good, you need to beat quality teams. You're going to see them twice per year on your schedule. You want to beat those teams because you want to be a higher seed and give yourselves a better chance. Now, you can go down the rabbit hole of wild card and this and that, but I am fully of the camp that the better spot you put yourself in the playoffs is going to pay dividends no matter what's happened in the past. With Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, old teams. We've now seen Matt LaFleur, and we talked yesterday with Rob Demovsky. What did he say, Brad? This is a 3-year Goody plan. Well, this is year 3 of the Goody plan. And in that Goody plan, part of that plan should be not being a 7 seed and getting yourself in a spot, because in the 2 years of this 3-year plan, they have been 7 seeds. So find your way further up in the seeding of the playoffs, make a deep run, and give the middle finger to everybody who is doubting you, Matt LaFleur. It's not time to be Matty Mouse anymore. It is time to be the guy that, as we said, needs to step up and bring Jordan Love and this team together and kick the bleep out of everyone in this division. Screw Ben Johnson. Who's Ben Johnson?
Yeah,
he's calling trick plays for Jamison Williams to throw a freaking ball in an NFC divisional game.
Down 10 points.
You know, so it's great. But ultimately, he can't play. Kick the crap out of them and then let the work on the field do the talk, and then just go further them all and let them kiss your bottom.
You know, it's one thing for us to criticize Matt LaFleur, because when we talk about the Packers, we hold Matt LaFleur to that Packer head coaching standard, which involves winning Super Bowls, right? But there's no argument to be made that Matt LaFleur isn't a really, really good head coach. Maybe not great yet until he goes to that Super Bowl, but he is a really, really good head coach. And when we criticize him, when we're hard on him, when we want to see more out of Matt LaFleur, it's like sibling rivalry, right? Like, you can be hard on your sibling, but we say, wait a minute. That kid down the street said what? He said, what
that
about
little
you?
dorky kid that made the bad joke?
Yeah, he's
talking crap.
He just arrived on the block. We ain't going to stand for that.
Yeah.
We are not going to stand for that. And it's like, who is that kid? Who is that kid to say that about our sibling, Matt LaFleur?
Who knew Brad was so gang?
I know.
He said that
you know what, Kyle? That's
just
the
right
best analogy he's ever made on Kyle Brust and Nortman, calling Ben Johnson the little kid who came on the block and he's trying to talk some smack. You know what you do with that little kid? Hey, you want to play 21? Remember 21? You know the basketball game?
Yeah.
No, you don't hustle him.
No, hustle. That was the game called Hustle.
You kick the crap out of him.
They got to kick some ass.
When he goes for a rebound, poop, get out of here, my ball.
I already know,
physicality.
Give him a hip check. I absolutely know. You're absolutely right, Brad. I mean, the Green Bay Packers have something to prove, right? And I hate to think that it's about Ben Johnson, but overall we have to think about, if Ben Johnson is saying that, obviously that's what Dan Campbell probably thinks as well, because they had a great tight relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what Kevin O'Connell thinks? And so there may be a reputation that we saw Robert Saleh say about the Green Bay Packers a couple years ago, calling them basically soft. Hey,
said we're going to bring him to the deep end and watch him drown when he was with the New York Jets.
And so
that game is embarrassing.
That is exactly why there needs to be something that comes from Matt LaFleur where he says no more, right? This identity of our team being soft, our identity of our team being able to get pushed around by good football teams, it stops now. Fellas, youngest team in the NFL, who cares? We have experienced guys at positions that matter, like receiver, tight end, quarterback, safety, corner this year. But now we have
throw a receiver in there
because they have experience. Now they're going into their 4th year. Those guys are going to their 4th year. Jaden Reed's going to his 3rd year. You have experience, so that's my whole point. You might be young, but you still have experience, and now the talent needs to show. But it is on Matt LaFleur to make sure the NFL understands he ain't nobody to be punked around.
It's time to bully. The Packers need to be a bully. Mm-hmm. I'm sick of Dan Campbell, the Lions
Josh
being the
Jacobs'
bully.
identity.
That's how you
do.
shut up another bully, right?
Punch back.
Just get right back at him.
And he's not even a bully. He's a little twerp.
Yeah.
You just flick him. The
twerp.
You flick the little twerp and say, see you later, Ben. Have fun in Hallis Hall and that loser franchise. Good luck. Enjoy the $13 million allegedly that you're getting.
Oh, wow.
Allegedly, I saw that he's making some change.
Not 13. Not 13.
No. Strofe, you saw the reports?
Wow.
Big money.
Wait,
no wonder he walked in and said, gosh, guys, this is where I wanted to be. This is where I wanted my family to be. For $13 million, that'd be about
Darn
anywhere.
tootin', let me be real frank with you. I'm rich.
That he is. But is he a good head coach? We don't know, and he doesn't know. He's never been one. So real sweet for the little twerp Ben Johnson is how I'm going by what I'm calling him until he actually does something as an NFL head coach.
Dude makes double what Matt LaFleur does. Matt makes $6 million a year.
That's ridiculous.
Rich little twerp.
You know what that says? Desperate.
Oh my God!
Desperation.
Is there
from
a case to be made? Cost of living a little bit different. Green Bay versus Chicago.
No, it's a $7 million difference. $7 million from Green Bay to Chicago. I know it's expensive, but no, not that much. They are desperate.
They all live in the burbs anyway. They practice out in the burbs. 800-990-3776. Done with the disrespect right now. I'm glad you brought that up. It was all fun and games to laugh at it, but when you look a little deeper, man, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you, Ben Johnson? You little rich twerp.
Those are the most annoying twerps. The rich ones.
Always.
Yeah,
With
we
that,
know one.
Oh, wow.
Brad?
Which one? There's two of them around here.
Two of
Rich
them?
twerps?
Both of them said, "Oh, my mom didn't have to go to work. She got to be at home all day."
Wow.
Damn.
That's what they told me. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. My mom had to go to work, and my dad went to work, and I had to babysit myself sometimes when I got home from school."
This explains a lot.
Wow.
How young were you when you were baby? I was left home alone for the first time when I was 7.
7?
I had a big brother, so
That's why your parents got
That's
divorced.
shockingly young.
no, it's not.
7 years
That's
old.
why his
already
parents
divorced.
got
You-
they are
you were
divorced.
You're
All right,
going
that
to
makes more
trust
sense.
7-year-old Strofe by himself?
He had an older brother. Like my brother, we were like 9 and 6, 9 and 5. No, probably 9 and 6, 10
Wow.
and 6.
All
I
right,
know
so
some 9 and
so with
6-year-olds.
all this, right? Ben Johnson and the Bears talking his crap. Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings extended. I heard Tausch on Wilde and Tausch this morning gassing up the Vikings and what they're doing. He's like, it pains me to say something nice about the Vikings, but I like what they're doing over there. And Dan Campbell, despite losing his coordinators, he has been the king of the North and has had the most success of any team right now over the last 2 years. If you could guarantee a sweep of one of those 3 teams, who are you guaranteeing a sweep of? The Bears, the Lions, or the Vikings? 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. We'll hear from you, KBN Nation, next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN,
Kyle, I love you.
Can't say the same.
That's fair.
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
Named by me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Join the Bucks and tip off Black History Month with the team's Black Excellence Game, presented by Hennessy on Sunday, February 2nd. Celebrate the next generation of Black leaders through storytelling, performances, and more. Enjoy incredible on-court action when the team faces off against Memphis, while we shine a spotlight on Black excellence in our community. Visit bucks.com/impact for details and to secure your tickets. That's bucks.com/impact.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Landworks is the locally owned landscape company to elevate the look of your home or business. Landworks is different because of customer service. From the crew to the salesperson to the admin team, you're in good hands with Landworks. Their sales and design teams are made up of horticulturists, licensed landscape architects, and passionate plant people. Their landscape architects and horticulture team members are also project managers. This means you'll have a single point of contact from initial design through completion of work. See their amazing work for yourself at landworkswisconsin.com.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 855-620-1801. That's 855-620-1801. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month, all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
This is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. I'm reaching out with a message that's close to my heart. Devastating fires have ravaged the Los Angeles area, leaving families displaced, homes destroyed, and the community in need of help. Right now, you have the power to make a real difference. Your donation, big or small, can provide food, shelter, supplies, and much-needed support for those affected by the fires. If you are able to, please help those affected by the California wildfires and donate at www.lafoodbank.org/fire.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany? She said, I think I remember.
All right, Adam, you're bringing the heat. I mean, you're not answering the question directly, but you're answering it in a way. 800-990-3776. If you could guarantee a sweep of one NFC North opponent next year, who would you guarantee the sweep of? Adam says, all the above. 6-0 in the North next season, or I'm ready to talk about replacing LaFleur.
Oh, wow.
Love and Football says, clearly the Bears. Now, the layers of this are, I think the Vikings will end up in the middle of this poll on Twitter at KBN ESPN. The Lions beat you twice last year. Mm-hmm. The Lions have won the North the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. The Bears, there's obviously a hatred, and you never want to see them win. And now they put more fuel in the fire as the attack, which I'll call it. I'm with you, Brad. Like the disrespect of calling out Matt LaFleur when he's done nothing as a head coach, Ben Johnson of the Chicago Bears. I love beating Matt LaFleur. You didn't. Your head coach did. You were a small part of that. So we ask you, 800-990-3776, which NFC North team would you want to guarantee a sweep of? You guys gonna answer? Just look at me like I got four eyes.
I thought we had a caller.
I wasn't quite sure his trophy was in my ear. He said,
I'll go first. Guys,
Lee, I couldn't have set that up any better.
Hold on.
It was a great setup.
Hold on a minute.
It was a great setup.
No. We're taking a pause.
Breathe.
Kyle just tried to blame me after he asked me a question. I responded, what?
You responded literally 30 seconds later.
It was maybe 3 seconds later.
It was not.
We'll split the difference. Either way, you both are goons.
Okay, let me keep this train on the tracks. Thank you for that beautiful setup, Ben. It's, of course, the Detroit Lions. Now, this whole thing with Ben Johnson gets me fired up as much as I've been fired up about the Packers in recent memory, right? And the Minnesota Vikings, they are a painful franchise to lose to. But if you're going to be the best, which I expect and want the Packers to be, you got to beat the best. And beating the best would be beating the Detroit Lions, who are the division winner the last 2 years. You have gone 1-3 against the Lions recently. Let's not forget that you even go back to 1-4 if you went back to the last game in 2022, which ended Aaron Rodgers' tenure as a Green Bay Packer. So if you're going to beat the best, if you're going to be the best, you have to beat the best. And the Detroit Lions, look, I know they lost Ben Johnson. And they lost Aaron Glenn. So sad, so sad. They still have a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, they got dudes.
I went back and looked at the all-pro team. So this isn't Pro Bowl. This is all-pro. These are the guys that, like, the best of the best at every single position, not, like, easily voted on, like Rashawn Gary being a Pro Bowler. It's a joke. They have 5 all-pro on first and second team, the Detroit Lions.
Oh, wow.
Tied with the Philadelphia Eagles with 5. No surprise, Eagles are still remaining. And that doesn't even include Aiden Hutchinson, who was injured 5 games into the season, who surely would have been an all-pro. He would have played the whole year. So I look at the Lions. I look at Dan Campbell, who I still respect as a head coach. Their GM has shown that he can draft, they can develop, they have set a culture, and they have high expectations. Now, losing your coordinators doesn't help, but I would still put Detroit, if we're going to look at Potawatomi's futures, whenever those come out.
I can't wait for those, by the way. I cannot wait for the NFC North futures.
I would be shocked if the Detroit Lions were not the favorite, and they will remain the favorite until somebody knocks them out, no matter who their assistant coaches are. They still got dudes. If the Packers want to get their way to the NFC North division crown and to the Super Bowl, you're going to have to go through Detroit. So give me a sweep of the Lions.
And it's on Twitter at KBN ESPN. If you could guarantee a Packers sweep of one NFC North opponent next year, which team would you choose? Right now, 37% say the Lions, 26% say the Vikings, and 37% say the Bears.
Pretty even.
It is even, and like Dave from Aaron chimes in, this is easy. Always the Bears, and even now more so with Ben Johnson. That's 2 Packer wins closer to the Bears continuing their cycle. Is it about the Bears sucking, or is it about the Packers putting themselves in the best position? Because if you're guaranteeing 2 wins against the Lions and you split against the Bears and you sweep the Vikings, not the guarantee, you're still putting yourself in a better spot to likely be at the top of the division and have a better seed. And we've been the 7th seed the last 7 years, and look where that has led to. Yeah. Like a conversation of, hey, playing well down the stretch and having a better seed would help a younger team as they're heading into the core of their years of the Goody 3-year plan.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in KBN Nation right now. I'm disappointed in Packer Nation. We're being emotional, and I know emotional because that's what I am. We are saying the Chicago Bears, the team that has been the bottom of this division consistently over the last 5 to 6 years, and that's the team we want to beat? Listen, we've been there, done that. Matt LaFleur, all of a month ago, just lost his first ever game to the Chicago Bears. We always have been sweeping the Bears. So why would we be concerned about sweeping the bottom of the barrel?
They just took the lead, too, on the polls. It keeps switching.
Oh,
Stop
my gosh.
being emotional and be logical.
Oh, this
it is the
rich.
Detroit Lions. It is rich, but I identify emotions. And the Detroit Lions are the football team that we should want to sweep. You both had talked about it. Brad said you got to beat the top dog. The Detroit Lions are growing in confidence, right? That's why Ben Johnson said what he said, because they think they are now the kings of the North. They have been able to beat the Green Bay Packers multiple times. They went multiple years, almost, I think, 20 years without winning at Lambeau, and now they've beaten us at Lambeau quite a bit in the last couple seasons. So if I'm chasing somebody, if there's a team that I know, if we sweep them during the regular season, that means the Green Bay Packers are in a better position than it is the Detroit Lions. Because if this season the Packers swept the Detroit Lions, we're having conversations about the 1 seed. We're having conversations about winning the NFC North. Instead, we were having conversations about, is this team going to be good enough to make a run? So let's stop being emotional.
It's going higher for the Bears since you've talked.
Because we have too many Bears haters. Listen, don't punch down, KBN Nation. Don't do it. They're not worth it. They aren't. We aim for the top. And right now, the Lions are at the top.
800-990-3776, Carvelous Talk and Text Line. Jeff in the 920, Packers are going 0-6 in the North, and the fraud is going to get fired.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of negativity. I know that we're 1-5 this year and a blocked field goal away from going 0-6, but you can't just blanket say LaFraud. I mean, this is going back to the disrespecting Matt LaFleur. He deserves some respect. He has brought back the Green Bay Packers to some level of national prominence.
When did I didn't see this turn coming from us, at least, obviously
defending LaFleur?
The LaFleur Defender Show hour right now. The LaFleur Defender Show.
There seems to be a level of disrespect that goes towards Matt LaFleur that we just didn't know about. Because like I said before, I think amongst league circles he's known as a respectable coach, but a beatable coach, right? He has some weaknesses.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. If I saw a coach on the sideline sitting there, quiet down, or hey, he yelled at my player, I'll probably be like, dog, come on now and grow some. You okay?
Yeah, we need him to be. Again, you can't change who somebody is, but we need to channel those emotions on the sideline for the betterment of the Green Bay Packers. And I think this could be a year of reflection on many levels of the offense, of him as a head coach, situationally, play calling. And that's a good thing when you have a coach that is as successful as he has been, having a chance to be like, well, maybe I need to look in the mirror too. Because despite the fact that I've won 11 games this past season, our team wasn't good enough to be competing for a championship. Is it a good job? Yeah, 11-6 is good. But beating teams that are better than you is important to grow confidence, to know. And I think we all felt it against the Eagles, right? The Packers were outplayed. It wasn't like a beautiful game played by the Eagles, but that's how they win. That's how they win right now. They don't throw the ball down the field. They run it with Saquon. Jalen Hurts might tuck and run a little bit. He might throw a pass over the middle of Dallas Goedert. A.J. Brown has 4 catches in 2 games in the playoffs, and he's paid $100 million. And even with that, the Packers weren't really in the position to win that game against the Eagles. So when I look at this, there's a great spot for reflection and growth for Matt LaFleur and the Packers. But as it always comes back to, Goody in this offseason can also help Matt LaFleur regain some confidence in what he has with his team and more assets to help him go take back the North.
Yeah, you said it well, man. I think that's what needs to happen.
I'll say this too.
LaFleur's best friend, Ben Brust today.
LaFleur
Send that to the Packers, please.
does better when he has a little bit to prove, right? When his back's against the wall, when he's being doubted. I feel like when he's getting cheered and applauded, and, oh my gosh, you're so smart. I feel like that's when he gets a little comfortable.
So wait a minute. Are you saying that when Goody went up there and said he needs for everybody to have more of a sense of urgency, he was also talking about Matt LaFleur?
I do think that.
I hope he's talking about the players, Matt LaFleur, but ultimately I hope he was recognizing that as himself as well, as Rob Domofsky pointed out, that he does believe that Goody knows something needs to be done. Now, this might be something that is similar. Now, maybe Matt LaFleur and I aren't so different. Brambo09 chimes in and says, he needs to put some cuts in his eyebrows. You know when you like buzz your hair and you get like the side cut?
Yeah.
That's just me saying that I'm a half sleeve guy. You know, he's not a cut in the eyebrow.
It's not
guy.
legit. It's not legit.
He's not.
Cut in the eyebrow. So that is something that people actually do.
I thought it was I thought cutting the eyebrow was more of a I feel sexy. I didn't think it meant I felt tough.
I legitimately thought it's because somebody wasn't growing hair.
Oh,
I didn't know someone was actually taking
No, it's trying to be
a razor and going zoop.
Yep. We should try it. Should we do KBN cut of the eyebrow week?
No.
Oh, that's a big commitment.
When you guys say
That's
cut of
not
the
growing.
eyebrow, you guys know it's just like a line. It's not like a.
Yeah, you take a razor and cut a line. It'll grow back.
What about that screams tough?
No,
Cut
it doesn't.
a little slit in your eyebrow.
It's a fashion
It would make
statement.
him more LaFraud if you did that.
Yeah.
And still, we have a switch in the last 30 votes. If you could guarantee a Packers sweep of one of the NFC North opponents next year, which team would you choose? The Detroit Lions, 43%.
There we go.
The Minnesota Vikings, 19%. And the Chicago Bears, 38%.
The Bears should be last. The Vikings should be higher.
I tend to agree. 800-990-3776. That's the Carbless talk and text line. List is more. That is for you all show long. Coming up next, Alex Strofe, becoming relevant. But first, Brad, tell us about your great friends that sponsor our wonderful talk and text line.
Oh, that's right. I mean, it is Carbless, of course. Carbless, you guys know this by now, KBN Nation. My go-to ready-to-drink cocktail at any point throughout the year. They're talking about this weekend. It's a thirsty Thursday, after all. Probably going to watch some sports tonight. And all weekend, you know, with the NFL games coming up, you know I'm going to be sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying an ice-cold Carbless. That's because that's everything I'm looking for when it comes to a ready-to-drink alcoholic cocktail. Because I worked out this morning. I'm not going to lie. I try to eat healthy. So I'm looking for something that's guilt-free. And that is exactly what Carbless is. When it's gluten-free, carb-free, sugar-free, and guilt-free. 100 calories per can and less carbonation. That means less bloat. And honestly, too, when it comes to Carbless, there's no sacrifice when it comes to flavor. In fact, they maximize the flavor. I challenge anyone to find another just drink that tastes as good as and has as much range as Carbless. There's something for everybody. You're a classic cocktail flavor? That's great. There's Moscow Mule. There's Mojito. There's Strawberry Margarita. My favorite, you all know this at this point, is the actual margarita. I feel like I'm at a beach somewhere drinking that. Not only that, so many fruit flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, pineapple, and cranberry. Cranberry just hits different in the wintertime. It is made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. So many reasons to enjoy a Carbless. You should find out your reasons why you enjoy Carbless and discover why less is more with Carbless.
Coming up next, Alex Strofe has something planned that I have no idea what's going to come from it. So I'm going to buckle up in my seat. And I don't like that laugh. You sound like Tarek Saleh and Derek Engler.
Buckle up, Benny.
Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Steph, your biggest strength in life that you bring to this world?
Probably my wife, because she keeps me calm. Even when I'm cursing at the TV during Packers games, I always know I can fall back on her.
That's sweet, man. Who knew KBN Nation had so many simps? Boy, I love this. I love this.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Bring in
begin the new year at your local Milwaukee Metro Region Cunis Auto Group dealerships. If it's the new year, it's time for a new ride. So plan on driving into 2025 in style at a Cunis Auto Group dealership near you. Your Milwaukee Metro Region Cunis dealerships feature America's best-selling brands from both Buick and GMC, all at nearby locations in Oak Creek and Greenfield. During January, every remaining new 2024 vehicle plus thousands of select pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs are all being discount priced to sell. We've got to make immediate room for hundreds of incoming new 2025s, as well as hundreds of fresh trade-ins from the holiday season. We're paying top values on all trades, no matter what the mileage or condition. Don't forget to check out individual dealership websites for pre-owned vehicles super specials. Plus, January service specials on everything from oil changes, tires, and brakes. Ring in big New Year savings at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Cunis Auto Group dealerships, or shop online at shopcunis.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
It's the perfect Valentine's heart.
The kind a schoolboy would draw. It's the most adorable pendant we've ever created.
Innocent, fun-loving, and sweeter than honey.
Cute, cute, cute.
It's cherry red ceramic that's been through the fire.
We've been making ceramic jewelry for thousands of years.
Seriously?
Google it. But this ceramic heart has things they didn't know about thousands of years ago.
Like what?
Diamonds. 18 of them. These created diamonds were made for the one who sparkles like the sun.
I can see her in my mind right now.
It's the perfect Valentine's gift.
And it's only $128 at Kessler's.
Monica, what else do we have? We have 4 different ways to say I love you.
Each pendant is a different shape covered in diamonds.
Life is like a box of chocolates. An oval. A square with rounded corners. A teardrop. And a heart.
Your choice, just $148 at Kessler's. For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. If you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no payment financing until 2026. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. And it is playoff time, now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Prize Picks, the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money. Download the app today. Use code WI. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
All right, I'm buckled up here. My name's Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, dressed like he is going to a New Year's Eve party in 2005.
Oh, wow.
Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl runner-up. We are Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, 800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talking text line. And you can see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Time now for Stroph's Surprise in Becoming Relevant.
Apparently my touchscreen doesn't work anymore.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Stroph's time to shine on KBN starts now.
The spring semester is upon us in the world of academia. Got our new intern starting this week here at Good
I had
Brands
a feeling
Milwaukee.
had something to do with the interns.
Oh, yeah. Got Aiden and Ashley hanging out here with me. Benny, have you had the opportunity to meet the interns yet?
In passing.
Not in any formal setting, maybe a meeting yesterday?
What's so funny?
I now know where this is going.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I get in the office today. I mean, I'm watching a callback that happened yesterday. We had
Oh, you watched our sales team meeting back?
do every week. And, kicking off the meeting, there was an intern sitting, and our new intern, Serena, was sitting and introducing herself. Just take a listen.
I'm a mass communications major and a visual communications major as well. So I like...
They don't know what it means. Double major? They're one-upping all of us. You got double major? Mr. Stanford. Anyway, keep going. Just ignore him.
Intern's first day, and the first thing Ben Brust ever says to her is,
Cool.
I'm embarrassed for
That
you.
is so shameful.
one more time. Let's take a listen to how Ben tried to recover.
Double major? They're one-upping all of us.
They're one-upping all of us.
Then he goes, does anybody else have a double major?
Oh my gosh, Ben.
So you were thinking it, but you ended up saying it out loud.
No, I said it out loud because I was thinking it. I was
This
like,
poor girl. Cool. This poor girl's just trying to make a good impression.
And his immediate response is, they don't know what it means. What are you doing?
being me, brother.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. You are so immature and no professionalism whatsoever. You are supposed to be a role model to these young, up and coming future employees.
Oh,
maybe
Kyle,
at GKB.
I mean, this was obviously banned, but early 5 years ago, I had a printout in the ESPN Madison office of all the interns, and I would power rank them secretly on how much I liked each of them.
Oh my gosh,
That
that is
sounds like a
crazy.
That
That
is
sounds like an
ridiculous.
HR issue.
It was disbanded right away.
Major HR issue.
Yeah.
Goodness
No
gracious.
longer can do that.
But you think it's acceptable to sit there and cool?
Hold on. So, Brad,
I just wanted to
a
make them.
child.
I wanted to make them feel a part of the team.
So I had to jump through multiple hoops in order to get permission to use this on the radio. So one more time, I would like Brad and Kyle. I imagine this is the first time each of you are hearing this. I would like you to listen to the full interaction.
I
Ben?
wish Brad joins our sales meeting once a month. You would have laughed out loud, even though you're trying to act all self-righteous right now.
I would be so embarrassed.
It's really uncomfortable.
But I would probably.
All right,
giggle.
everybody, mic's off. Just listen.
I'm a mass communications major and a visual communications major as well. So I like...
She
laughs!
Double major? They're one-upping all of us. You got double major?
He purposely
Stanford.
he purposely talked right over the part where he goes, they don't know what it means.
Something wrong with you.
Unbelievable. This poor girl.
Dave from Aaron chimes in. He's got the right track. As he says, sounds like Benny's on the fast track for Greg Scalzo's job after that meeting.
No, not at all.
Are you guys embarrassed of me?
I am.
A little
I'm
bit.
actually very
Secondhand
embarrassed at that.
embarrassment?
Yeah, 100%. I put my head down as soon as I heard you say it, and then you go, "Oh, they don't know what it means." And but are you the double major? They're one-upping us. Just
Yeah.
words.
Double major? They're one-upping all of us.
Just double
major.
I did not approve of this recorded sales meeting to be played over the airwaves of ESPN
The good
Wisconsin.
news I have for you is Greg Scalzo did.
It could have been diffused as quickly as, oh, sorry, that is just something we do on our show.
And then I double and triple down.
You tripled down on this woman's humiliation.
Be better.
The best advice, it came somewhere at the end of the clip. So Ben, obviously, we've mentioned it before, dual role. So you have two managers.
Correct.
One of which, who we've heard on these airwaves many times, Brian D. is our director of content at ESPN Milwaukee. At the very end of that clip, just take a listen to the great advice Brian D. gave our new intern.
Just ignore him. Just ignore him. Just ignore him.
Even he's embarrassed. You can tell that my voice is very
Just ignore him.
dismissive.
Just ignore him.
Is this that bad? You guys are making a
Double
mountain out of a
major?
molehill.
They're one-upping all of us.
Do you regret it, Ben?
You got double major?
Does anybody else have a double major?
Nobody did. She one-upped all of us.
Double major?
She was
they're
just
one-upping all of us.
She's just speaking.
Double major?
That's all she was doing. She was just literally trying to introduce herself, and she's nervous already, and now she's got this grown-ass man sitting here cooling her in the middle of her just trying to introduce herself.
That cool button's been a part of my life for so long.
Well, you should know when to use it.
No.
To have discretion.
No, it's
You're blaming everyone else but yourself.
Yeah, this is
the cool
incredible.
button.
He's just
it's the cool button's fault.
The problem is when he comes here, you are this all the time.
Yeah,
This
that
energy,
is the problem.
You can't take upstairs.
Just
this
ignore
is
him.
only for here. You can't just do that to anybody and everybody.
Just ignore him.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're going to cool your ass to HR one day. We're going to sue your ass.
Please don't do that.
Oh, wow.
800-990-3776.
I guess it could have been worse. You could have.
Am I supposed to apologize?
Just ignore him.
Was I supposed to apologize here?
I mean, the intern's not here today, so I guess you could do whatever you want. But tomorrow you should probably apologize.
I'll buy her lunch.
Wow.
That's a nice apology.
Oh, wow. Ben's go-to.
Throw money at it, baby.
Money solves every
Money
problem.
solves everything.
You like this Asian fusion? We got the Tory Low dog. We got Chinese dairy. We got everything. It's a smorgasbord.
Just ignore him. Just ignore him.
Time for Over Under coming up next with two contestants where one's walking away a winner. One of our favorite games on Thursday. 800-990-3776. We'll go caller 15 and caller 18. 800-990-3776. Man, I'm just thinking how bad that actually was. And it wasn't that bad. 800-990-3776. Caller 15, you'll get a category from Alex Strofe. Plus, you'll get an over-under. You get to choose over-under. Caller 18, you'll be stuck on the other side. Winner will win a prize pack. 800-990-3776. Over-under. Caller 15, caller 18. Coming up next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Cool.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Listen, Diana, that's her name. Listen, we all about positive manifestation. I like you, Diana. All it is negative.
Diana.
Criticize.
Dirty Diana.
I love you, Kyle.
Love you too, girl.
I love you, Kyle.
I love you too. That's what I'm talking about. The real Packer Nation.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry
Are you guys being
turnovers.
serious? You guys can't put two.
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnovers.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 855-620-1801. That's 855-620-1801. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
And now it's time for everyone's favorite game, Response in Wisconsin. Guess the most popular responses from Wisconsinites. Okay, here we go. What's your least favorite thing about winter in Wisconsin? Gina Della from Pella.
Let me guess. Frozen toes? Oh, I know. Driving alongside bumper cars every time it snows. And then scrambling to find someone to watch your kids because they're school closed. Yay! Let's face it, this is just the time of the year when we just want to all be warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. With inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Pella Windows and Doors is the best choice to make your home just right. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years.
Thanks for playing Response in Wisconsin.
Hurry! You only have until January 31st to get 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
I take care of my bone health, so I remain strong and active as I age. You can too. It is never too early or too late to start taking care of your bones. Bones provide support to keep you moving. Maintain bone strength at every age by getting calcium and vitamin D in your diet and exercising regularly. Get on your own path to good bone health. For bone health tips, visit pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Cool. Got to pick and choose the spots when to use that around our interns here at Good Karma Brands. Lesson learned.
You know what? I think I actually like that you did it.
Why is that,
I didn't give my opinion on it. I just thought you were a goober.
I am a goober.
Because I think you're really throwing them into what to expect from Ben Brust from day one.
Yeah. Get them ready. And guess what? They will that intern will likely shadow this show. And she will hear,
dude, she's going to have PTSD from.
Cool.
She'd be like, first day, got to go home.
I think she went home last night and she was like, yeah, this dude in the sports
shut
sales
up.
meeting.
Time for over-under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Over Under is brought to you by the Sleeper app. Download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, that's B-R-A-D, and you'll get $55 in free entries when you play $5. That's code BRAD.
Feel free to wear it out. B-R-A-D, Brad, on the Sleeper Picks app. He'll tell you more about that in just a bit. But it is time now to play our favorite game, one of our favorite games, Over Under. Caller 15 today, Reggie in Milwaukee, does not believe in you guys. He is on the under.
Reggie!
Which means...
Who the bleep is Reggie?
Which means you guys are sided with a family you're very used to being on your side. The royal family.
Is this the mother, the grandmother, the dad, or the...
Sherry from Franklin is on the over. By choice, then.
Mama Sherry.
By assignment, not by choice.
Default, yeah.
There you go. That's what I was looking for. All right, fellas. I'm going to give you the topic. I need to know who your final answer is, and then we will start the timer.
It's been a while since I took charge around here. Cool.
Sure. Go right ahead.
I'm not even hearing the topic.
I haven't even given you the topic.
Oh, yeah, we'll get the topic.
He's on
No,
one right
I
now.
think Ben is the final answer.
All right, here we go.
All right, fellas. 10 NFL teams have had the number one overall pick in the NFL draft 4 or more times. So I'm looking for the top 10 NFL franchises that have had the most number one overall picks in NFL draft history. This goes back to the Super Bowl. Dates back to, actually, no, a little bit before that. 1960-ish. Any questions?
1960-ish?
Yeah, because a lot of the teams from prior to that are no longer around or they combine. You'll get the point. They're all, I'm looking for all active teams here.
And the over-under is?
6.5.
And you're telling me there's 10 teams that have had it 4 times?
4 or more times.
4 or more.
Ready? Your time starts in 3, 2, 1. Ben is the final answer.
Here we go with the Browns.
I like the Browns. I like long franchises. So like Jags, Panthers, Texans. Take
Lions,
those out.
Browns.
Yeah, Lions.
Browns final.
What does the okay?
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns have had it 5 times. They are tied for 3rd.
And that includes before they became the Ravens, I'm assuming. What about the Detroit Lions? They've been around a very long time.
Yeah,
They've
I think
sucked
the
for
Lions.
a long time.
Detroit Football Lions final.
Yep, they've had it 4 times.
Where are they?
Well, they're tied for 6th, but multiple teams have had it 4 times.
I'm trying to see.
Well, like the Buccaneers had some terrible
They
years.
did,
there, like in the 70s.
Brad. That's good. But did they get it?
What about the Packers when they sucked?
I don't think we had the first overall pick because everybody talks about Tony Mandarich. He was like 3rd or something like that.
Yeah. How about
what about the Bears?
I was trying to remember what the history was with the Bears recently when they had the first pick. What about the Panthers?
2 minutes.
Though.
But they had it. Oh.
Longevity. I guess.
I think longevity is. I don't think they've had it 4 times.
You think the Colts? I know the Colts had it twice.
Ooh, I like the Colts.
Let's go Colts final.
That is number 1, tied for number 1. 7 times the Colts have had the number 1 overall pick.
What about the Chargers?
San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers.
That should be one we think. They've been around for a very long time.
So I have Bears,
The Patriots
Bucks.
used to suck, but I don't recall them.
You got 3 right so far. You're 3 for 3.
Bears, Bucks, Panthers.
About halfway through your time, guys.
How long have the Falcons been around? Saints. Oh, the Saints.
So yeah, Saints.
Saints final.
Saints.
No Saints.
How many?
Wow.
Don't worry. Focus.
Okay. Well,
Buccaneers. Do you like your Buccaneers?
I like the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers final.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. They have had it 5 times as well, tied with the Browns and one other team.
Okay, we got 4.
You do have 4. You need 3 more, though. Got about a minute left.
1 minute.
What about the Giants?
Giants, Chiefs have sucked. They used to suck for a little bit. Yeah, let's.
The Buffalo Bills. Those years in the 90s, but
Giants.
I like the Giants.
Giants final.
The Chiefs drafted Eric Fisher number 1 overall.
Was Alex Smith number 1?
Alex
He was.
Smith was number 1 with the 49ers, huh? No, he wasn't number 1. No, was he?
Yeah,
he
Alex
was.
number 1
Number
overall.
49ers, should we do it?
They've been good. They've been good so often.
30 seconds.
What about the Dolphins? What about
the Bears?
Did we say the Bengals? They've been around for a while.
Let's do, we do the Bears.
Bears final. Bears final?
Gosh.
Is that it for us?
No, you're still alive. You still got some guesses left.
Chiefs,
You
49ers,
need to win out, though.
Chargers.
What about, I think the Chargers we should say.
Chargers final.
Yeah, Chargers.
10.
Wow.
9.
This is hard.
8.
That was
We're not
really hard.
historians.
6.
Born in
Denver
91.
Broncos?
If you guys would have
4.
trusted your gut, you probably would have won. You said like every team on this list and then didn't pick them.
Chiefs?
You never said the Rams, I don't think.
No.
Did you say the Cardinals?
No.
So the Rams have had it 7 times. They were tied for number 1 with the Colts.
Yeah, that's a miss.
The Cardinals tied for 3rd with 5 times.
That's
and
a
then
miss.
the rest of these all had it 4 times. You said the Falcons. You said the Bills. You never said the Bengals.
I did say the Bengals.
Bengal.
And surprisingly, the New England Patriots on this list with 4.
Oh, I didn't
They got the top 10. Congrats
I'm
to
shocked
Reggie
the
and
Saints
Milwaukee.
have only
Hit
had
the breaking news button. Yes.
Oh, baby. Now this is some breaking news.
On the Carbless Talkin' text line, 800-990-3776, Tim chimes in. I just heard the intern segment. I'm a professor at Concordia. I have had a class with the intern you have mentioned earlier in the show. I will let her speak for herself fully, but she commented on how fun her first days of an intern have been at Good Karma Brands. She is a great student and will be a fantastic addition to Good Karma Brands. I take full credit for her great experience.
She had pizza first day, way before she met
Something is overcoming this. She's just trying to block this out.
No, this just recently happened. He hasn't had her since this happened. Once she sees him again, she's gonna say, "What? I forgot her name already."
We mentioned her name. I just didn't want to keep mentioning her name.
What's going on? And she's gonna say, "Oh well."
There's this real Richard named Ben.
Yeah, you ruined it for her.
Can't wait to take her out to lunch and talk about this great professor that she has.
That
stay away from
is awesome. That's so good.
Changing lives one day at a time. Ben Brust of Good Karma Brands, everybody.
Boo.
Tell us about Sleeper, Brad.
Oh, I'd love to, because just like how we play over-under, you can pick more or less on 2 players' projected stats with the Sleeper picks, and you can watch these games, these NFL, NBA, college basketball. So many different ways that you can use Sleeper picks to be able to enjoy and make these games a little bit more entertaining and win you some big money. In fact, you can win up to 100 times your cash with the Sleeper Picks app. And for a limited time, Sleeper is offering this special deal. New users have to just play $5. That's it, one $5 play, and you're going to receive $55 in free entries. You can use those free entries over and over and over again to make you more money. And here's how you're going to go ahead and do that. Download the Sleeper app today and use the code BRAD, B-R-A-D. That's my name. Feel free to wear it out. And you're going to get $55 in free entries when you play just $5. That's code BRAD with the Sleeper app. If you're not doing that, you're literally leaving money on the table. Code BRAD, B-R-A-D, Sleeper Picks app. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit, $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
All right, we come up with a lot of great things by ourselves, but sometimes you see something you're like, oh, that's really good. I think it was Packers History on Twitter X put out a question. We're going to take that question and ask all of you, KBN Nation. If you could have an NFC Championship game back, which NFC Championship game would you have a second go at for the Green Bay Packers? Next in 2 minutes.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit, $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Experience the timeless charm of the Knickerbocker on the Lake, Milwaukee's premier boutique hotel. With its stunning architecture and modern comforts, every detail tells a story. Whether it's a romantic getaway, a business trip, or simply a night away, you'll find elegance, history, and a warm welcome waiting for you. The Knickerbocker on the Lake, where every moment feels like a chapter from the past, written just for you. Visit knickerbockerontheLake.com to book your stay today. An unforgettable getaway awaits.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Packers History on Twitter came up with a doozy because it's already split on the talking text line, the Carbless talking text line, 800-990-3776. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Strofe is running the show. See us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, but in honor of Conference Championship Week, if you could flip the result or even just have another crack at it, which NFC Championship game would you want to go back to for the Green Bay Packers? The early list that we made that can expand is 2007 against the Giants, 2014 against Seattle, and of course, making a one-score game in the 2020 NFC Championship game at home with 5,000 fans against the Buccaneers.
Boy, I mean, they're heartbreaking to remember. And part of this exercise that I think about is what would be then the Super Bowl? What would be the Super Bowl matchup if the Packers would have won these? To me, it's actually pretty easy. Guys, I want back that 2007 Green Bay Packer NFC Championship game.
That is not being even talked about right now on the Talk and Text line, so I want to hear this reason.
Really? Well, so part of it's personal, right? Because I was a senior in high school, and the Packers were unbelievable, right? Brett Favre, complete resurgence under Mike McCarthy. People forget, Brett Favre, second in MVP voting behind Tom Brady, who had an unbelievable season, of course. That was the undefeated New England Patriots that were 18-0 going into that Super Bowl. But the Packers, guys, this team was absolutely loaded. Brett Favre's last season as the Green Bay Packer quarterback, Ryan Grant, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver. Even on defense, they had Aaron Campman, who had a bunch of sacks. This is Charles Woodson, Nick Collins. There were so many guys on this team that were studs. And it was a magical run. Favre was aging. You weren't sure if this was going to be his last year. Retirement talk. Is he playing? Is he not playing? And this whole season was beautiful. Number 1 seed. Going into this game, guys, the Packers were a 7.5-point favorite. Think about that. A 7.5-point favorite over the New York Giants, and they came and they lost in overtime. I would have loved the number 1 guy, that did win the MVP, Tom Brady, against second place that year, Brett Favre in the MVP, and the Packers to have a shot to beat the undefeated juggernaut New England Patriots. The Giants had that opportunity, and they did beat them. So it gives me hope that the Packers would have actually did it. The Patriots seemed unbeatable that year, but the Packers, I do believe, would have gotten that win in overtime in the freezing cold. Guys, it's been cold last week. I went back and looked at this game.
Oh, it was so cold.
It was so cold.
-1 was the temperature. -23 was the wind chill. At kickoff, it only got colder. It could have been a magical moment at Lambeau for Brett Favre and to beat the undefeated Patriots, but we never got that opportunity. I want that 07 game back.
Tom Coughlin's cheeks are burned into everybody's brain.
Dude is still scarred. Like, obviously, he was part of the Jags my final year there. I still swear he's still red. Like, even in the warm Jacksonville heat, he still is like capillaries.
Frostbite. That's what that
Wouldn't
is.
the heat also make your cheeks red?
A little frostbite.
Yeah, true.
No, that game, I remember it so well because I remember sitting at home in my parents' house on the floor in my room watching that game and just being heartbroken when Brett Favre threw that interception. Remember the big Donald Driver touchdown when he caught and he took off? Because that game was a whole big struggle. So that one hurt. It really does.
Listen, real quick, we had a Packer party with all my high school friends and all kind of stuff, and we were like so excited going into it. And at the loss, we're like, well, this sucks.
And then Brett Favre retires, so the last throw he had was an interception. But he looked so cold that day. He just looked freezing. He didn't play very well at all.
Old and cold is a tough mix.
It is a tough mix. That's why he finally got to Minnesota to play in a dome. He said, I'm tired of this cold weather. I'm a Mississippi boy. But for me, Brad, that one is definitely top 3 on my list. But when I look at when the Packers actually had a real chance to do something special, I'm thinking about that 2014-2015 season, that 2015 NFC Championship game against the Seattle Seahawks. And the reason why I look at that game is that the Green Bay Packers had an opportunity to knock off the Legion of Boom, that big bad Seahawks team, the big bad defense, the team that had already won a Super Bowl. The Packers had an opportunity to dethrone them. They were right there on the cusp of winning the game. Nobody believed they could win, but they were up in the game. Russell Wilson threw 4 interceptions in that game. You got an interception, and then all of a sudden Julius Peppers told Morgan Burnett, sit down, sit down. You had our coach and Mike McCarthy run 5 running plays against the Legion of Boom. The Green Bay Packers had a chance to win that football game to go on to the Super Bowl, but it did not happen. I wish we would have got that one back because we all thought at that time that Aaron Rodgers for sure, even though he didn't get it this year, he was going to get back to a Super Bowl one day. but that to me was the closest Aaron Rodgers had to getting to his second Super Bowl, where you had a lead going into the fourth quarter that you squandered.
And obviously you didn't mention the crucial moment that everyone points to of Brandon Bostic in the onside kick.
Yeah, I'm mad at
you're mad at Mike McCarthy.
Well, I'm mad at Mike McCarthy about that because even after that game, Mike McCarthy sat there and blamed Brandon Bostic. Yes, he made a mistake, but what about your stupid play calls that we've talked to Brian Bulaga about?
Well,
where they looked at
I was just going to mention
what are you doing?
Brian Bulaga is scheduled to appear at 4:45 today, and he's talked about this game with us, but since we have a conversation about this game, it's one of those things where I know he doesn't enjoy talking about it, but the way that he presents the information about an offensive lineman and getting the calls in the huddle and being like, all right, so this is what we're doing, right? Like even he himself is like, all right, why aren't we doing something different here? Why do we keep running this?
I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah, and you think Aaron Rodgers probably after this game said, I don't trust Mike McCarthy at all. He didn't put the game in my hand. I am an MVP quarterback. We had a chance to win this game, and what we did, we ran the ball 5 times, and then we threw it to Andrew Corliss once. No, that's why Aaron Rodgers probably became the monster he is today.
Yeah,
you can't trust nobody.
It probably was the beginning of the end with Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers, right? Because we know Aaron Rodgers holds a grudge. We know that in a moment like that, when that season looked like it was on its way to greatness, and they fell short in that manner, then boy, oh boy, I bet you that was the first thing that really got in the way of that relationship.
800-990-3776 Carbless talking text line. Lists is more. K-Walk says is the easiest one. Obviously Seattle. Still haunts him today. Jamie in Orlando. Seattle. I want to redo. JB in the V. 2020. A Rodgers loss to an old Tom Brady. Beads chimes in. Bucks with David Bakhtiari starting. Dusty in Partyville. There's only one answer, and is the 2014 NFC Championship game. And except this time, Brandon Bostic is not on the team. And Chef Ed, without a doubt, the 2014 debacle versus Seattle. And I think I lean Seattle because of all of the ways that it transpired, right? The play calling into the onside kick, the lead, the lack of aggressiveness that the offense had when they were up. Part of me, though, because you just talked about it, Kyle, I don't want to be Palm, right? 2020 is the most recent. Prisoner of the moment.
You hear a new word and you just use it.
No, it's a great acronym. It's from Old T, Mark Tauscher. But 3 interceptions from Tom Brady. 3 interceptions. But maybe that's why you don't deserve a redo for that one. Because you didn't score enough points off the interceptions from Tom Brady, and then you made a coaching decision to make a one-score game when it was 4th and goal, and then you never got the ball back. And that's a tough way to go out. At least when you talk about the 2007 game, Favre turned it over. They had the ball. 2014, they had an opportunity to close it out. They didn't get it done, and obviously the onside kick. 2020, it felt like so many things went in their favor outside of Scotty freaking Miller. If anyone remembers Scotty Miller's name, it's because he ran by
Kevin King,
Joe Barry's defense and Kevin King in the last play of the first freaking half. So there was avoidable things, obviously, in the game, and things that were in your control. As the best offense in the NFL in 2020, the best red zone offense at an 80% and above clip in 2020, and all those things that you had to hang your hat on were things that you could not put together in the biggest moment, and that is the tough one when you look at it. It's like, damn, you did all that work, you had the 1 seed, and you had an opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and you just didn't come through with what you were really good at. So I'm split between 14 and 2020, but the answer's 14.
It's really remarkable.
Are you still 07?
I'm still 07.
Just because of a personal, emotional feels?
Yeah,
that was scarring as a child.
With all due respect, the 2014, 2020, even 2019.
What were you doing around that time in 2014, 2015?
I was playing against them. And honestly, we played Seattle the week before in 2014. We went there and lost that year in 2014. That 2014 Seattle team was really good. But if we would have won, we would have been playing the Green Bay Packers.
Well, Strophe.
And we would have waxed that behind.
Yeah, maybe. We weren't peaking yet.
Where were you born? As a little 9-10-year-old, did 07 make you cry in the room? Or what is it for you?
No. 09 made me cry to Arizona, actually. The wild card game in Arizona.
09?
I cried that one.
Need
yeah.
a hug?
How old were you in 07?
cried.
07. Well, it would have been January of 08, right? So I would have been.
Yeah.
I would have been 9.
That's pretty young.
Still,
I remember
that.
That had to be 09.
No.
it was
09 I would have been.
Oh, I think you're talking about
so I would have been like 11, 12.
We're trying to figure out when he cried.
Yeah.
It's amazing that Rodgers didn't get to more Super Bowls. I mean, all these
totally.
like close NFC Championship games. But sure, if I want to hear
Yeah, the two that obviously stick out are the ones we've harped on with Rodgers specifically, right? 14 and 20 were his two best opportunities. It's 14. It's not particularly close at all. I will never, I hope, experience the heartbreak that came with that game. I've told this story before, but when I was a nerd, man. Like, I was a nerd as a kid. I was selling, I think statute of limitations are off, right? Like, I was selling like bootleg T-shirts online back in the day.
Yeah, I think you're good.
10 years ago from a minor.
So I literally had
Put him in jail!
I had shirts ready to go that were green and yellow, and it just said bowl bound in 2014. And I was ready to publish them, and obviously the meltdown happened. So, yeah, man, it's 2014. It's not close. That was the biggest meltdown ever.
Speaking of melting, one of my favorite hobbies.
Where is this going?
Set in the oven to 425.
Had one last night.
Did you? Was it part of your BOGO?
Was mother of meat, delicious.
The mother of meat. Ooh, all the meat in the world, lots of toppings. That's what you get with Screamin' Sicilian Pizza. The best, delicious, secret tomato recipe sauce, stone buttered fiery crust, and then all the toppings imaginable. You can have a wonderful pizza, and I did frozen. Well, obviously, I think I talked about this past weekend. I was solo dad, which meant there ain't no way after making food for my daughter to eat that I was going to make food for myself to eat. So I popped in frozen pizza Friday and frozen pizza Saturday. Different types of brands of Palermo's. Tavern style on Friday. OG Screamin' Sicilian Boss Hog on Saturday. And there's a pizza for everybody. So just know that. Stay tuned for Frozen Pizza Friday giveaways here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I love all of them. Tavern style, 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese. They have Detroit style and the OG Screamins. Try them all out. They were absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And stay tuned for some deals that we'll be sharing so you can go to your local grocer and take advantage of getting the most delicious frozen pizza in the world. 425, 14 minutes, perfect screaming every time, Matthew. That's right, baby. That's on the Carbless Talking text line. Jason Wilde. I wonder which one he thinks would be the one that he thinks the Packers would want to redo most. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Subarus, anybody in the Subaru driving down Fond du Lac or Capitol, I'm like, you are not where you need to be driving that slow.
I mean, if we're being honest, it's always the Subaru.
It is always a Subaru.
And they likely have a lot of bumper stickers.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, we do have a crash to start things off, southbound on 43, right about at Fond du Lac Avenue, right over Fond du Lac, I should say. It's off on the right shoulder. Squad is with it, so watch out for some possible delays in that neck of the woods. We got delays basically coming in pockets from just south of Capitol Drive. Now, westbound 94 does have some delays leaving the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And on the Rock Freeway, right at where Highway 100 merges on, we've got a crash there on the northbound side of the Rock Freeway. Left lane is blocked there on that ramp as well as the right shoulder. So that interchange is going to be a bit messed up. So you want to give yourself extra time to get through that. At 41 southbound, watch for backups from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, clear and cold, a low of 4 above with wind chill of 0 to 5 below. And then tomorrow, increasing clouds, slight chance for afternoon flurries, a high of 20. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. Guys, most new clients start with just 1/3 the free testosterone they need, and that puts you at an unfair disadvantage. No matter how hard you push yourself, it's an uphill battle. Free testosterone drives everything, your energy, strength, and metabolism, and without it, nothing works. At Mentality, our doctors restore that balance so your body works the way it should. Energy comes back, fat burns off, and you feel like yourself again. Make this year different. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio for a special New Year offer. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Guys, let's talk about something important. That's you. Hey, it's Brad Nortman. Taking care of your health and appearance isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling strong, confident, and ready to take on the world. At Quintessa Aesthetic Center, they make it easy. With experts in advanced skincare, body contouring, and anti-aging treatments, Quintessa's here to help you stay sharp and at your best. Trust me, when you look good, you feel even better. So why wait? Visit myquintessa.com and take the first step toward a more confident you.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. If you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no payment financing until 2026. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. The Wolf of Wall Street was on the other day when I was flipping through channel. Great family film.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I'm a naturally inquisitive person.
Holding everybody accountable.
If you feel better about that, I'm happy to do so.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Joining us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin is Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason on Wilde and Tausch. 9 to noon across these very stations. Thank you for joining Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, Jason.
Hi, guys. How are you?
You sound perky.
I'm always perky.
I like that,
Perky.
Jason.
What an adjective.
Hey. Oh, come on.
Hey, now.
Now, Jason, yesterday when we had played Ben Johnson's introductory press conference, and specifically the part about, you know, and quite frankly, to be quite frank, I love beating Matt LaFleur twice. Ha, ha, ha. No one's laughing. Bad joke. I think we had fun initially just being like, oh, the Packers live rent-free. Ha, ha, ha. They're still doing this press conference and bringing up the Packers. Now, Brad made an interesting point day 2 of this in saying, like, you know, that's actually kind of disrespectful, right? You know, obviously he's going to get Dan Campbell some love. He was with him. Kevin O'Connell, right? Good coach. But Matt LaFleur's resume is better than all of those coaches combined. He takes a little bit of a shot at Matt LaFleur. If I'm Matt LaFleur, I want to pump the bleep out of the Bears and then shake his hand and look him in the eye twice next year. Do you think Matt LaFleur will use that as motivation, or is he not that type of guy?
No, I mean, we're all human, right? So I'm sure that he'll be motivated. Now, why? My biggest issue is, why on earth did he do that?
Don't know.
Like,
good question.
I saw something from Peter Schrager this morning on Good Morning Football, in which he made sure it was clear that, like, Matt LaFleur and Ben Johnson aren't friends. They like haven't worked together. That wasn't like had like Sean McVay said that, right? It would have a totally different tone. I just thought it was unfunny and stupid. And like I've had some Bears fans now tweet at me and say, "Oh, now who's living rent free in whose head?" No, that's not what's happening here. I don't really care personally, but I just don't understand it. It makes no sense. Like if you wanted to get up there and because it didn't even get it wasn't even an effective applause line or a laugh track line. Like didn't sound like anybody in the room even reacted.
Felt like this.
And so. No, Ben, it didn't.
You're right. That's even better than that's even better than what Ben Johnson got.
Right, exactly. So again, I don't know what his motive was. I don't know him at all. I've never covered him. I was gonna text my buddy Dave Burkett, who covers them for the Detroit Free Press, and ask him, what's the deal with this guy? Why would he do this? I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. I had some other things going on, but I didn't. It just didn't seem like it fit. Like again, if you want to talk about the Packers as a organization or as a team, or make some wisecrack of I love the fact that I wasn't part of this organization yet, but I'm excited that the previous coaching staff put an end to the 11-game winning streak that the Packers had against us, and now I'm ready to win the next 10 against them and have an 11-game winning streak going the other way. Or, anything of that ilk would have made more sense than. And by the way, he was in Detroit for 3 years. They did beat Matt LaFleur twice in the same season, 2 of those in 22 and this year. But last year, Packers won a pretty damn big football game on Thanksgiving in their house, right? So again, it was just I don't think it merits a whole lot of attention other than what was his point? Why did he do it? That's the only part that interests me.
Jason, we were just having a discussion with it being championship weekend, AFC and NFC championship game coming up. The Packers have been a part of some heartbreaking NFC championships. And I know you're not a fan, you cover the team, but you were around the team when all of the ones that we were just talking about, when it occurred. So which one do you think the Packers would have wanted back the most? Or maybe which one was most painful? 2007 against the Giants, 2014 against Seattle, or 2020 against Tampa?
Ooh, that's a good question. Look, I was not just covering the team. I was at every one of these. Obviously, the Tampa one is at home, and the 2007 one against the Giants is at home. But they also had some gut-wrenching non-NFC championship game losses, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Whether it's fourth and 26 or the loss in 2009 in Arizona, or the other loss in Arizona where, Rodgers hits basically 2 Hail Marys on the same drive to Jeff freaking Janis to force overtime. So they have certainly had enough gut punches in my time covering the team. I have to think 14, and it's not even close. Like, if we're being honest about 2007, first of all, they had no business being there to begin with. When we started the season, no one was picking the 8-8 Packers from the previous year to be 13-3, and then when the Dallas Cowboys lost at home, be playing the NFC Championship game at home against the Giants. I mean, nobody saw that coming. And there's an old story about Favre drawing the ire of some of his teammates by saying after they lost to the Giants, well, just saves us the trip of going to the Super Bowl and getting our asses kicked by the Patriots, who were undefeated that year, if you remember. And then, of course, the Giants went and beat them. So, look, I think that was certainly gut-wrenching, and Tausch would tell you it was. He was on the team then. But 14, like, the reason why 14 is the only correct answer, even though the other ones were terrible. I mean, you got 3 interceptions from Tom Brady, and you still managed to lose, right? So that sucks.
And they were
That's
a prolific
brutal.
offense that year, like really, really good in 2020.
Yeah, Rodgers won the 3rd of his 4 MVPs, right? So, but I think it's 14 because it really took a series of cataclysmic events, right? Roughly, I don't know, 9 or 10 things had to go wrong for them to lose that game, and they all did. I saw Brandon Bostic announced on Twitter yesterday or earlier in the week he's now the assistant tight ends coach at the University of North Dakota.
Nowhere near special teams.
So I'm happy for Brandon. But, you know, his moment obviously lives in infamy, laying down after the interception, Morgan Burnett. That's obviously one. Like, there's just so many that I still get people that when I bring up this game, I'm surprised you guys aren't getting this in your YouTube comments or on the Carbless Talk and text line that say too soon. A decade later, too soon.
Yeah, it
too
still
soon.
stings.
So
it still stings. Jason.
Yeah, we got a lot of it. Still haunts me to this day from Seattle.
And people got to understand that we were so close. It's one thing when you are expected to win a game. It is another when you go into a game and you know you're going against a vaunted defense in the Seattle Seahawks team that is a Super Bowl caliber team, and you're up. You're winning. And then you have John Ryan complete a pass deep on I don't know if it was a fake field goal or
That's
a
right.
fake
It was
field
a
goal.
fake field goal.
And then you just have the things that occur with the interception. It just hurts. It stings because that was the time when we had an actual chance to go to the Super Bowl and to know that Aaron Rodgers would never go back to a Super Bowl, and we were that close.
Well, and
that game is tough.
Yeah, not only that, but remember they had opened the season in Seattle and gotten just whomped. Seattle was obviously defending Super Bowl champs at the time, and they just got whipped. And, they played scared in the opener, and they definitely did not in that game. So, that Tausch has 4th and 26. Brian Bulaga has the 2014 NFC Championship game, and Chewy has Super Bowl 32. And Brad Nortman has whatever Super Bowl that was.
Super Bowl 50 runner-up Brad Nortman, as I introduce him every day.
ESPN Wisconsin, full of heartbreak. Full of heartbreak.
It is. Overall, but Jason, I mean, when I look at this and think about this football team and how the Packers are going to be built, do you think the Green Bay Packers should maybe deviate from their strategy of always trying to be the youngest football team and maybe take out a page out of the Commanders' book and maybe say, hey, we should add some older veterans to this roster to mix in with the young guys?
Well, I don't think that their goal, Kyle, is to be statistically the youngest team in the league every year. I don't think that they're intentionally trying to earn that title. But I do think that it is part of a philosophy that Goody undeniably believes in, which is that it's a young man's game. And as I've talked about before, when I talked to him after the season last year, and I asked him, if winning a playoff game and having the 49ers on the ropes was, justification in his mind of his philosophy. And he said, no, because I've always believed it. All it does is strengthen my belief that what you have to do with young players is play them early and live through the growing pains and the mistakes, because when they come out the other side in the back half of the season, they're so much better for it. And, you look at what they did last season, you look at what Etcher and Cooper did this season, like, he's probably right about that. So, somebody asked him about the idea of adding, a veteran who's toward the end of his prime. And I think the person who asked it was intending to refer to Devontae Adams, who's 32 years old, which is not old everywhere else in the league, but old in Green Bay, obviously. I mean, if they don't re-sign McManus and if they don't re-sign Eric Wilson, They will not have a 30-year-old player on the roster when camp starts, because I think Elton Jenkins, who is 29, won't turn 30 until after camp begins. So, I don't think it's we don't want veteran players, but I do think it's we want veteran players who are still young. And if you look at, Xavier McKinney was 24 years old when they signed him. He's only 25 now, right? Josh Jacobs just finished his 6th NFL season, but he's only 26. So even guys that they do add that do have NFL experience, they are still young in terms of actual chronological age. So, no, I don't think he's going to go out and add guys that are, he's not going to go sign Khalil Mack, I don't think. Now, watch, I'll say that, and then he'll do that.
But couldn't a Khalil Mack bring you something? I honestly, I feel this way. You watch. Don't you feel like Khalil Mack on this football team, he probably he performs better than a Rashawn Gary, does he not?
Well, he had fewer sacks than Rashawn Gary this year.
All right, well,
Kyle's getting a little punch drunk on names right now and just getting excited about new opportunities.
So that's what I'm trying to. Kyle, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm not giving you a hard time. I want you to understand, though, that like Khalil Mack 2 years ago had 17 sacks. This year he had 6. Now, does that mean that he's washed? No, not necessarily. You could be right. You could bring him in, and he played on a 1-year, $19 million deal. Like, I don't know about you, but after a 6-sack season, I don't have a whole lot of interest in paying him, $10, $11 million to be a pass rusher for them. I would rather try and continue to make Kingsley Enagbare more productive and draft a guy or two and have a new defensive line coach who they're going to have that's going to have a chance to maybe the coaches have better ideas than Jason Rebrovich had to help them be more effective. But, I think Zadarius Smith, and obviously, he's kind of a punchline now in Green Bay because of, he was disgruntled in Green Bay, and then he was disgruntled in Minnesota. I saw some parody account Josh DiMaggio sent me that they posted something that now he's unhappy in Detroit. But we forget that Zadarius Smith, did you know who Zadarius Smith was before they signed him in 2019?
Just knew he came from a really successful defensive franchise.
Right, and that he had not even been a starter, and they paid him a lot of money, and the most sacks he'd had in a season was 8.5. And then in those first 2 years with the Packers, he had a combined 25 and a half sacks. I think 1 year he had 13.5, 1 year he had 12. And I didn't know until I started researching him after they signed him who he was. But he is the kind of guy they sign. End of a rookie deal, not a first-round pick, so 4 years in the league, arrow pointing up. That does not describe Khalil Mack. And he may go somewhere else. He's only 33, I think.
Yep.
He may go somewhere else and still be productive, but I'm just telling you Goody's not playing fantasy football. And you and me and Brad and Ben and Strofe, there's a bunch of guys whose names we recognize that he's not interested in names. Now, the one name that I find the one name that I'm wondering about is Devontae in terms of what he may, because Devontae sure is putting on a full court public press with, I don't know how many times he appears on Kay Adams. Is that a week?
I think it's once a week, and he's definitely flirting.
He's flirting with the Packers, Jason.
And I like it.
So maybe that I don't know. Maybe that happens, but I think that would be an exception that would prove the rule more than it would be something that makes me say, okay, now Goody's going to be starting to add these types of guys.
Well, Jason, we appreciate the insight, and I'm not going to lie, I have 8 more questions since we only got to talk to you once this week, but Monday will be here before we know it, so thanks for joining us.
All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason on Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations, where they also get to talk about the wonderful Gina Della from Pella.
And they love Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin just like we do, and we love Gina. And you're going to love them as well when you finally take that step to get rid of those drafty cold windows, those old doors. Pella Windows and Doors is your solution to the cold, the wet, the dark, everything on the outside that's trying to make its way in. Fortify your house, transform it, just like Ben Brust
Not
did.
just winter, but summer when it's hot. It will help keep your home cool when it's beaming sun and humid and all that. Like, it is an investment for your home, for the value of your home, for the energy cost of your home, with the warranties that can't be matched because it's Pella made and they've been doing this for hundreds of years. They are wonderful, and I can't wait because I'm less than 2 weeks away from Gina Della and the team coming over and installing new windows and doors. So check out the 0 for 36. Say KBN sent you, and she might hook you up even more. Brad Nortman is cheap. We knew that, but he's extra cheap. We'll share why next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
My offer, as we've come up with at KBN, thanks to JD and Fondy, reutilizing Judy, who is still in my garage right now.
Is she a big booty Judy or a little flapjack booty Judy?
She's got a little something to her. I'll say that.
Oh, she got some
Judy the blow-up doll. She got a little something to her.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Almost all cleared up near the Hale Interchange and the Rock Freeway, where we had an earlier accident blocking the left lane. So just keep an eye out for any kind of residual delays with that. Southbound 41 slowing down from just south of Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Westbound 94 is going to be heavy from 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by the Knickerbocker on the Lake. Discover the Knickerbocker on the Lake, Milwaukee's historic hotel since 1929. Experience elegance, modern comfort, and unforgettable stays. Book now at knickerbockeronthelake.com. And checking the TMJ for Storm Team forecast tonight, clear and cold with the low back into the single digits, 4 above with the wind chill of 0 to 5 below. And then tomorrow, increasing clouds, slight chance for afternoon flurries, a high of 20. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month, all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Get organized with a new Dakota Closet system at Menards. Dakota Closets are versatile and can be installed in any room, from home offices and laundry rooms to walk-in or reach-in closets, and so much more. Use the You Create Closet Planner, available in store or online, to design a Dakota Closet system that maximizes your space and matches your style. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We are always running for the thrill of it, always pushing up the hill, searching for the thrill of it. All along we are calling out.
Made some plans to get back into the Princeton Club this weekend because as I played basketball last night, woke up feeling like I got hit by a truck. With millions of dollars of upgrades in their facilities in Madison and the Milwaukee area, they have everything I need to get healthy, feel better, and find my better tomorrow, and they have it for you as well. Free childcare with the membership, open 24/7. They have weights, cardio, workout classes, basketball, tennis, swimming, personal training. You name it, they have it. They have something for you to get better with your health. Find your better tomorrow and lock in that great rate that you can get right now at the Princeton Club. And get on your fitness journey that you will love. So it's been well documented over the year and a half that we've been doing this show that Brad Nortman is frugal, cheap to the maximum.
Yeah, he acts like he's me.
He acts like he's Kyle,
millions more than
and
me.
he played in the NFL.
That's how you keep it, boys.
So,
Well, now, what happens if you've never had it, like Kyle and myself?
For real.
And myself.
Yeah.
Your money bags, man.
You are money
Just because
bags.
Google
Money
said my
bags,
net worth
man.
is $2 to $5 million, I don't know where that is.
$2 to $5 million.
Benny,
boy.
Benny Bucks.
He doesn't know
Where is it? The internet's a lie. Don't believe everything you read. My pockets are empty.
It's in a Lithuanian casino.
That it is. And I wouldn't make it that much in Lithuania. Try, like, way less. Now, Brad, you have been to a grocery store in like 8 years now. You live the lavish lifestyle.
Oh, wow.
Now, I don't go in grocery stores. I don't do it. I'm not about that life. I will either go drive up, or my favorite is delivery.
What do you use for a lunch bag?
What do you mean? I eat lunch at home.
Oh.
And then I come here.
Oh, forgot.
Yeah. I'm not
never
here
here.
for lunch.
Kidding?
Come on now. All I need is a snack from the amount of time I'm here. So don't you worry about that.
Protein
Kyle.
bar next break.
That's right. Delicious at that. But yeah, I prefer grocery delivers and no free ads. I got a Whole Foods delivery this morning. And, I was out on my driveway and I was using my leaf blower. And I was.
How long is the Nortman Estate driveway?
It's got some length. There's a little bit of length to it. It's
quarter mile.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's you gotta prefer to take a little scooter, from the front of the driveway to the back. But I'm out there. I'm working hard, right? I'm working hard. I'm using my leaf blower. And I'm
working hard, pressing a button.
I need to try that. I should have did that. Dust of snow.
It's brilliant. If it's heavy snow, you can't do it. But that dusty stuff, it's so good. So I'm out there doing that, and the Whole Foods delivery driver pulls up. And it was a hearty order. It was 10 bags. It was 10
bags?
Isn't that ridiculous?
She was shopping for 2 hours trying to get your food.
It was 10 bags. And so, it's this lady, right? And she's probably, 20s, 30s. I can't tell people's age. So, but she was a lady. And it took her 4 trips to go back and forth. And I felt a little bit bad because I just kept on pushing my snow.
Wait a minute, you didn't stop to help somebody deliver your food?
No, I thanked her. I said, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. I mean, I cleared the snow out of her way for her.
Wait, you watched a woman, not saying anything wrong with that, but gentlemen that we usually help women. You watched a woman go up that long driveway at the Nortman Estate, around the corner, and walk all the way up them stairs 4 times with all them bags struggling, and you just sat there and watched her do it and even asked to help?
I cleared the snow for her.
Stop it,
And I
Brad.
thanked her.
How much did you tip?
Yeah, guess the percentage of tip.
Oh, well, if you watched her lug 4 bags in the cold winter
It
snow.
was 10 bags. It took 4 trips.
Oh, sorry. 4 trips, 10 bags. $20, $25.
$25. Kyle, come on. As a fellow cheap
at a minimum,
10.
that's $15.
I
minimum,
just did-
bare minimum
bare
is
minimum.
10.
She did the default.
She took this job because she said, "Oh, this is the rich folks. I know I'm gonna get a good tip."
Carnival Walk?
I did. Yeah,
Yeah, I wanted to deliver there.
Pull into the Nortman Estate neighborhood. You look around and say, "Oh, look at that."
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go past the sheriff at the front gate of the neighborhood.
I did the default like 5%.
No, you didn't. 5%.
$5%.
$7.
No,
It was probably $140.
That woman did all them steps for $7.
It's her job. She signed up to be a delivery driver. She's not the one packing the bag at Whole Foods. She just picks it up. And she
You
takes it home.
have $20 to spare.
I cleared the snow for her.
I thanked her. You keep saying.
I feel I probably should have helped her, but it's her job. You never know in this kind of climate. A guy tries to help a woman, she might get offended.
No,
by
it's
it.
your
Or
stuff.
you just say, hey, would you like any help? I'd love to help you.
But it's not like I'm sitting, just sipping my coffee. I'm
Well, hold on.
working.
I think it's almost
You
worse.
could have
State
put
driveway.
the little snow blower down. You could have helped that
But
one.
I had a job to do. I didn't want to leave it unfinished. I cleared the way for her, and I let her do her job with dignity, and I tipped her the default.
Did she think you were like the butler?
like I was like
That would actually be good for
like I
Brad
was
if she
Nate
did.
like Nate the yard guy.
Yeah.
Who typically would do it, but it wasn't enough snow.
Well,
I was out there pushing my leaf blower.
You don't shovel your own snow?
No, Nate does it.
Do you think she deserved? Do you think she deserved less than minimum wage for doing your
But wait a
spoiled
minute.
work?
Minimum wage
It's $7.25. You pay her
on
$7.
an hourly basis. It took her 5 minutes, less than that. It took her 5 minutes to take the groceries from her
She
car.
probably got
walk the
workman's
long
compensation.
driveway.
Diana McGuanago, 800-990-3776. What do you have to say to Bradley on the talking text line? Carlos talking text line.
Actually, Ben, I just called to pass something along. If you guys didn't already know, the Bucks play at 7:30 instead of 6:30 tonight. My
Hit the KBN Sports
let me
Desk.
know.
Diana drops in the KBN Sports Desk to let you know the Bucks flying back from the 10 to 12 inches of snow in New Orleans. Tip time pushed back to 7:30 at Fiserv Forum.
Wait a minute. My
Diana's
guy's
like an
We should probably
analyst.
confirm that.
like I need
No, it's true. It's true. It's
Wait a
true.
minute.
You're going to question Diana?
He is.
Dirty D?
Well, I didn't know if she was hearing rumors or
No,
She said
it's
her
official.
sales guy told her, and then my sales guy didn't call me yet.
Who's your sales guy? Oh, your Bucks salesperson.
Yeah, my Bucks salesperson.
You going to the game tonight, Kyle?
I was planning on it, yeah.
Well, I'll take your tickets if you don't want to go.
You can. Ain't no take. There's a pay. Remember, me and Brad are very
Boy,
similar.
Kyle.
It's pay.
Boy.
What do you do with the tickets if you're not going?
Well, either if somebody else doesn't buy them, they may rot. But you ain't gonna just take free
You're
tickets. from them.
kidding me. You wouldn't give it to them if they rot. You would let them rot.
You're a bad person.
No, just
that's
no.
insane
No.
take.
Why are you trying to hustle me out of my tickets?
If
Hold on,
it's
ask.
last minute and there's no one to take them and no one's willing to buy them.
I would maybe ask.
Who's cheaper?
Time out. He didn't say, "Hey, would you want me
I
to go with
respect it,
you?"
though. I
He said, "Can I
respect
take
it.
your tickets?" He gonna take his baby girl to sit in my nice seats instead of me taking my baby girl, or at least going with you. You could have offered, "Hey, Kyle, would you want me to go with you?" But no, you wanted to take my tickets so you can woo
Kyle,
your girl.
I would go with you.
No. Pay for them.
Don't go.
Oh, that was
$15.
so
I'll
fun.
find.
Wait. $15?
Pretty good deal.
Good seats?
They're great seats. Maybe I gotta think about it.
He's got to put them on the market first. See what he's.
You are legit. That is. You just said you would prefer if they rotted than giving them away to a friend for free.
See.
Sounds a lot like everything I would expect from our guy, Kyle Wallace. Gosh darn you, Kyle and Brad. Just do something nice. Tip somebody. Yeah, Rick and Madison, I worked in the service industry. This is absolutely ridiculous.
I let her do her job.
And
great.
it didn't help. We'll be back. This is shameful. More shameful than me saying cool to an intern.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And I'm sure he'll offer this opportunity again.
Absolutely
What are you going to
not.
sell? What are you going to say to Ben Brust?
I'm saying, you don't get your hand on my goddamn face. No. It's a no. I can say it in different languages. No, no, no.
Niche or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Nine.
Nine. That's a firm way to say no.
Nine. Next time we say 9. 9.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. Spending more time at home? Don't forget that 94.5 ESPN's on your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa to open 94.5 ESPN. 94.5 ESPN on Alexa is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at Bucks.com/tickets. That's Bucks.com/tickets.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Arrowhead's Natalie Cuso. The junior guard for Arrowhead's girls basketball team continues to see her star rise this season. After averaging 23.7 points per game as a sophomore, the junior Cuso has raised that to 26.5 points per game this season, including 35 points in the big win this month over Milwaukee. She also put up 34 points in a Warhawks win against one of the top-ranked teams in the entire country. According to ESPN, Cuso is a 5-star recruit and is already being recruited by heavy hitters in college in the Big Ten and ACC, among other conferences. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Natalie Cuso, and good luck the remainder of the season.
Comes to offering medical coverage to your employees. Saganiac Planning can coach you on ways to balance costs and prioritize care for your employees with coverage provided by United Healthcare. Call Steve Fluellen, 262-783-6161. 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliate. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or its affiliate. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare of Wisconsin, Inc. The Saganiac Planning Marquette Basketball Greatest Scorers. The Marquette Greatest Anything must include Dwayne Wade, but he only played 2 seasons, so he can't match the numbers of those with 3 or 4 years. But Wade is the leader of the 2-year club. Career average 19.7, among the best ever. Similar to Jim Jones' 2 years, 19 a game. And 2-year club, add Andrew Rousey. Like Wade and Jones, a season averaging over 20 points per game. Dwayne Wade, Jim Jones, Andrew Rousey, among the greatest scorers with only 2 seasons of play.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
If you want to enjoy watching the NFL, the NBA, whatever else, then you need to try Sleeper Picks. Here's how you can enjoy Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 different players' projected stats. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your money. And for a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users will just get a $5 play, and you're going to receive $55 in free entries. That's $55. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. And you're going to get $55 in free entries when you play just $5. Sleeper app with code BRAD. Must Must be at least 18 years or older. Promo code locations and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms for use for detail. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-246-2537 for help.
Damn Sports Show next in Beaver Dam. Jim, Matt, and Molly and Madison. And although Brad was mean to the delivery lady, I was worse. I have a confession in 2 minutes.
You're gonna give them all your money. Radio plays what they want you to hear.
We do still have some backups. Westbound 94 leaving the Marquette interchange all the way to about Holly Road. Eastbound slowing down from 84th Street through to 35th. Southbound on 43 also seeing backups from just south of Capitol Drive all the way down to North Avenue. Back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Northbound's just slowing down a little bit right around the North Avenue curve. And then southbound 41, we got a crash off on the right shoulder right about at Hampton Avenue. Watch out for delays from Appleton Avenue past that point down to Capitol Drive. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clear and cold. A low of 4 above, the wind chill of 0 to 5 below. Then tomorrow, increasing clouds, slight chance for afternoon flurries, a high of 20. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
And now it's time for everyone's favorite game, Response in Wisconsin. Guess the most popular responses from Wisconsinites. Okay, here we go. What's your least favorite thing about winter in Wisconsin? Gina Della from Pella.
Let me guess. Frozen toes? Oh, I know. Driving alongside bumper cars every time it snows. And then scrambling to find someone to watch your kids because they're school clothes. Yeah! Let's face it, this is just the time of the year when we just want to all be warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. With inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Pella Windows and Doors is the best choice to make your home just right. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years.
Thanks for playing Response in Wisconsin.
Hurry! You only have until January 31st to get 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. We them boys.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
That is Kyle Wallace, dressed like he is headed to a internship after his junior year of UW Whitewater.
Man, listen, if we didn't have FCC, I would have so many responses to what I'm dressed like. But
triggering him.
Yeah, no.
Bleep you.
No, I'm dressed like I'm about to something.
All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Nortman, Super Bowl 50 runner-up, and I am Ben Brust with Strophe running the show. 800-990-3776.
Something you, Ben.
Yeah.
Something all of you.
You too, Brad. Something you.
Something me too, huh? Tough guy.
800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. You can see us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison.
You see it. You see them laughing.
Yeah, they laughing at how stupid you look.
No, they laugh. They laugh because I
He got you. He got you.
Told you. I just can't say it. Y'all gonna have to. Maybe I'll say it on social media.
Sounds good, Kyle. What we can do is move forward in the show here as
you could say pretty much exactly what you said, just clean it up a little bit.
No, I cannot. I literally cannot.
You could say, I'm dressed like I'm about to steal your girl.
Okay, that's not as fun. It's not as fun.
Yeah,
that
fun.
didn't land.
No, it's not as fun. No, that's not what I said. KB and Nation. Yeah, that was.
You were dressed like that yesterday.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Yeah, trauma, huh?
Up and down, up and down.
Yep. And then when I asked her point blank, she lied to my face about how many times she looked Kyle up and down. I didn't see her. I went right from here to Potawatomi Casino Hotel to basketball, and then she was asleep when I got home.
You slept at the Nortman Estate?
Plenty of bedrooms.
I wish. I would have helped the poor delivery lady this morning bring groceries into his home. The 10 bags of groceries they tipped her $5 for.
It was 7.
No,
let her do her
don't
job.
deflect. I apologize for being a home wrecker, Ben. Got you sleeping on a couch. Got y'all not talking.
You got me living that Strofe life.
You're right. Exactly. Couch surfing. I'm sorry.
So one thing that I have to just, I can't sit here and be a hypocrite. I do that a lot. I can. Everyone's hypocritical. But I don't know if you guys know the story of the time that I was renting a home before I moved into the home that I live in now. I had a nosy neighbor.
Ooh, don't like those.
She was always, hey, you have a package. Watch out for those porch pirates. The neighborhood watch that you didn't ask for was my neighbor in the rental home that I had before I moved into the house with my fiance and daughter. Now, I was out of town, but there was a point in time that she came over, and she's an older lady. So let's say, she's like 70s probably. She came over and she was like, the last person that rented this house used to shovel the snow for me.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that an interesting ask?
Yeah, I told you that happened too?
She didn't come out and ask it. It was
it was an insinuation that, hey, now that you're living here,
she's acting like it was in the rental agreement.
It was, yeah.
Exactly.
You will be shoveling the snow. I went out of town. And there was a big snowstorm. Came back from the snowstorm. That old lady slipped, fell.
No.
Broke her arm.
Oh, no.
Is that on me?
Oh,
no.
My.
Well,
no, it's not on you.
You're out of town. If you were just sitting in the Brust household sipping a latte.
All right, I embellished.
You weren't out of town.
I wasn't out of town.
Did you drive? You drove somewhere and came back late?
No, I was just sitting at home playing Call of Duty in the basement.
Wait a minute. Did you ever shovel her driveway?
Hell no, I didn't. I could barely keep my own house intact.
How did you find out
you broke this woman's arm?
I didn't break her arm. She broke her own arm.
No, you broke her arm.
You broke it.
She was in the house, trapped in the house. I wonder when that big Brust gonna come shovel. I gotta go walk the dog and get some food. And so finally, after 3 days, she said, "Well,
I gotta go get the newspaper.
I'm gonna try." And then she stepped out.
She figured it out. Somebody started cutting the grass and shoveling the snow, and it wasn't me. It was great.
She broke her arm. Mildred
That's
broke her
not
damn
my
arm.
fault.
Yes, it is.
Kyle, you wouldn't have done it. You would not have done it. You would have broke her arm too.
I told Mildred across the street when she told me when I moved in how the neighbor in the summertime, she told me about, it's how nice you're cutting grass. The old neighbor used to shovel the snow. And I said, that's nice. And I ain't gonna lie. To be honest, it's hilarious you bring this up because last night I didn't get home till late. And we had a little dust of snow. So I went outside, I was shoveling the snow, and then I started shoveling my nice little walkway to my front door. I said, I wonder what that lady's been doing with shoveling since I'm not shoveling her snow like the old neighbor. I wonder how she's finding a way to get her pathway shoveled.
Is it being shoveled?
Hell if I know. I'm not looking. I ain't none of my business.
Gosh, if she broke her arm.
Ain't my fault.
I'm dying to know if there's snow all over her driveway.
Not my fault. I'm right there with Ben. I agree. Ben's fine. You know
so
what?
Hold on. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. Wait a minute. We gotta go back to Mildred for a second. So
are you talking to me? Because Mildred's Kyle.
No, Mildred's yours.
Mildred's
yours. I ain't got no Mildred. You got an old lady, an 85-year-old woman named Mildred.
Okay, she went from 70 to 85 now.
All right. Well, it's been a few years. So how long ago was this?
She might not be with us for all we know.
When did Mildred ask you to start shoveling her?
I moved in the winter.
Of what year?
I'd say November of 2023.
Oh, okay, so not that long ago.
Maybe, 23 or 22.
22, because
she's trying to help you out, Ben, right? You have a package, watch out for the pirates. She's trying to do you a solid. You could do her a solid. Right? And that's what neighbors are for. Whitefish Bay, it's communal.
Brad,
very communal.
Brad, you pay somebody to shovel your estate. Don't act like you're so above all this and you would do the right thing.
For his elderly Mildred neighbor to probably get her stuff shoveled too. She would have said, "Hey, Nate, can you just do that too?"
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Nate, come on, help her out. I'm not doing it, but you can do it, Nate.
People are split. Rob on the Carbus Talk text line. Ben is in the clear. This old lady feels like she is entitled in that neighborhood.
You should have.
Dave from Aaron. Benny, I'm ashamed. As a gentleman and an honest man, they would have done a little bit of work for her.
For free, though?
But he missed it. I'm not a gentleman or...
Would you have done it for a little bit of walking around money? For a little bit of Pado money?
No!
It can't be that long of a walkway.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, so you want the 75, 80-year-old, 99-year-old to sit there and shovel?
No, just don't slip and fall and break your arm.
There's a reason why she's asking you. She knows it's dangerous.
Can I just find out, how did you find out that she broke her arm? Who told you?
What's the story there?
My fiance found out because this is so bad of me. Every time that we got a knock on the door, I can't get to it. Can you get the door?
Oh, my God.
So my fiance got her number. They were texting.
So she went to your door with a broken arm.
And we weren't even living together at the time. She would just be over, hanging out, and be like, hey, can you go to the door? Just in case it was her.
You know what's funny is she probably went to the door, and your wonderful fiance probably said, oh, Mildred, what happened? She said, I slipped and I fell and broke my arm trying to get out.
This is like a bad Life Alert commercial.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Well, that would have been a good parting gift before you moved out of there.
A shovel?
No, a Life Alert.
I know you're going to need this. Wow. Dang, man, you should feel bad because she's got to be older than 70 if she slipped and fell.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Got to be 80 plus.
Well, I mean, I've slipped and fell, but my bones aren't brittle like an old person, so I don't break my bones.
She had self-awareness. She knew her limits.
She tried to ask a big muscular young man to help.
She begged.
She was excited.
She pleaded to Ben.
This is so rich coming from Brad.
Yeah,
sitting
you're
here.
the last person that can talk. Yeah.
The woman who delivered my groceries was an able-bodied 20, 30-something-year-old lady. She was holding a couple bags at a time. She was more than capable.
But you tipped her embarrassing amount of money.
Yeah, so
TJ chimes in here. Tell her to buy a snowblower, and then I could have used it for her. Yeah, if she had the necessary equipment, I could have snowblowed my place.
You would not have snowblowed.
If she offered a snowblower for me, I would have took it.
You would not.
You're alive.
You would not have snowblowed.
Brad, hold on. Here's the other part of the grocery thing, to go back to this real quick, that you don't understand, is these delivery drivers go into the grocery store, hand grab your groceries, package them, drive their car to your house, and then drop them off. You said it was a 5-minute thing. It was not a 5-minute thing.
No, this wasn't like shipped at Whole Foods. Whole Foods will package it. They'll put it like in a locker, and then these delivery people will go and take it out of the locker and then go drive it around.
Are you using like a delivery service?
No, you use it
it's
on
direct.
Amazon.
What?
On the Amazon app. Yep, if you're a Prime, there's like free ads.
Look at these rich people. I'm not even considering this.
I'm scratching my head over this one. What's going on?
If you're a Prime member, for $10 a month, you get unlimited free Whole Foods delivery.
Oh, so he's paid for the unlimited free, and then he only tips 5% for somebody to log 10 bags up the Nortman estate?
I'm a Prime member. I'm paying the $10 a month for the unlimited.
You're the cheapest rich person in the world.
I can't believe, Brad.
And I tipped her on top of that.
No,
so glad.
On top of that, Brad, how many times a month do you get your food delivered?
We probably do at least once a week.
Okay, so that's 4 times at least a month, and you're paying $10 a month?
Yeah, it's a good deal.
So that's 4 different times. So wait a minute. So this young lady who did this, right, she's not getting $10 for this. She's only got $7 from you and probably $2 for out of the 10 that you put?
You pay 40% back. 40% back for the Prime fee. You know,
come on now, Brad. Come on.
I mean, like she gets other compensation beyond my tip. That's on top of a fair market rate.
Be better.
Derwin chimes in and nails it. Brad's totally an entirely entitled dude. Nothing like us common folk.
Not you. You not us. He's talking about me and Strofe.
I'm a common folk.
I cleared the way of snow for her, so she wasn't going to have an incident like Mildred was going to fall and break her arm. I made it as easy and seamless as possible for her to do her job.
You guys suck. I'm telling you, you guys suck.
I could have given her no tip. That's also an option. I gave her 5%.
You're well on your way. You might as well have given her no tip and you gave her 5%.
Who does 5%? Is it like 18% the minimum?
Well, for like going to a restaurant, she didn't serve me food. She took groceries
served you
from
food.
her trunk.
She literally served you food. Family was nourished.
She put them on the doorstep, and we have 2 doors to the Nortman estate.
Of
There's
course,
the front door
and 8
the side
cameras.
Door. And she said, do you want me to take it to the front door? Much longer walk. I said, you know what? No, you can just take it to the side door. Much shorter walk. So I gave her a solid.
Oh, my God.
2 doors.
You're still a jerk. You're still a jerk. I mean, the point remains.
Bigger jerk, Ben Brust or Brad Nortman?
Well, both of you, both literally and metaphorically, need to put down the shovel.
Thought you nailed that one, didn't you? But ching. Brad, you've been doing a lot of marketing right now. Time to market for people that deserve it.
Well, people that could even brand me well would be 3 Tree Marketing. 3 Tree Marketing.
I don't know if they could do that.
Service. They can do anything.
If they listen back, they'll be, this Brad guy.
After 3 Tree Marketing, they could make me even look like I'm not necessarily cheap and fall short in tipping 5%. But 3 Tree Marketing is your go-to full-service branded merchandising agency. That's right. Anything you're doing when you're putting your logo, your insignia, anything you can touch, feel, give to a teammate, a business partner, or any specialized gifting or onboarding kits, you got to use 3 Tree. 3 Tree thinks outside the box, and they showcase what your brand is all about. Your company, your story, your brand. It's all about just trying to tell your story and make sure that the people that you connect with, they know who you're all about. And 3 Tree Marketing knocks it out of the park every single time. They think outside the box and become an extension of your team. So to see what else 3 Tree Marketing can do for you, set an appointment today at 3treemarketing.com.
On the Carbless Talk and text line, Adam in the 926 is asking if Matt LaFleur is the 3rd best coach in the NFC North. And he has some reasonings of why he thinks that. I want to discover what you guys think based off of his reasoning, because I think this is an intriguing text message on the Carbless Talk and text line. We'll get to Matty LaFleur next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Thing has ever happened to you from a breakup?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no.
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it, so I had to ask.
I ain't gonna put my old shorties on blast. But
why not? They're old shorties.
I've had some
old shorties.
My parents listen to this show. I don't want my parents to know the craziness that I've dealt with that they son been a part of.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We do still have some backups. Westbound 94 leaving the Marquette interchange all the way to about Hawley Road. Eastbound slowing down from 84th Street through to 35th. Southbound on 43 also seeing backups from just south of Capitol Drive all the way down to North Avenue. Back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Northbound's just slowing down a little bit right around the North Avenue curve. And then southbound 41, we got a crash off on the right shoulder right about at Hampton Avenue. Watch out for delays from Appleton Avenue past that point down to Capitol Drive. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clear and cold. A low of 4 above, the wind chill of 0 to 5 below. And tomorrow, increasing clouds, slight chance for afternoon flurries, a high of 20. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You still had a cigarette lighter in there?
No, we should all be dead.
An ashtray.
They have the station wagons where the people in the back were facing the other direction.
The Homer Hour with Homer.
The Packers got more money than God, so there's in the NFL there's no shortage. Yes, we need fundamentally in the NFL, anything Detroit does, you just assume you can do it better.
Weekdays from 5 to 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. How do your books look? Are they ready for your tax return to be prepared? Did you and your accountant talk during the year and develop a plan to minimize your tax bill? Or does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your CPA. Phone calls are not returned and questions are never answered. Your books are a mess and the bank account hasn't been reconciled since last year. You don't get any advice to help you run your business. That's not the case with the Neal Group. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow. We like to work with you throughout the year to keep your books up to date so you run your business profitably. Are you ready to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait. Do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Take me to your best friend's house, going round this roundabout, oh yeah.
On the Carbless talk and text line, 800-990-3776, list is more. Adam chimed in earlier in the show. Is Matt LaFleur the third best coach in the NFC North? I think he is. I have a hard time including his past seasons with Aaron Rodgers because of the once-in-a-lifetime talent he was. Actually, needing to coach non-Hall of Fame players, I feel like he's done a subpar job for the supposed offensive play-calling genius. Thoughts from KBN Nation and the panel of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman?
Well, third seems low to me.
Hang on. I'm going to skip the actual question of is he the third best NFC North coach. I have a hard time excluding his past seasons with Aaron Rodgers. I think that's where you absolutely need to start here.
You do?
Well,
because at 2018, Rodgers obviously hurt, and then McCarthy, Joe Philbin comes in, and we'd all be lying to ourselves if we weren't thinking, does Aaron Rodgers, does he still have it? And let's be honest, when they were 13-3 in Matt LaFleur's first year, they weren't winning games through the offense in a way that many expected this new play caller to bring because Aaron Rodgers was so used to doing things his way that they had to figure out a way to marry both his concepts and Matt LaFleur's concepts together. We saw the success of 2020 and 2021. He was a back-to-back MVP. So you can't just say it was all Rodgers because the offense did change. It wasn't just completely win your one-on-one matchup. He had Devontae Adams, but ultimately they could use that to their advantage. The fact that Robert Tonyan, who sucks now, was unbelievable in 2020. You got to give credit to the scheme and what Matt LaFleur was able to do with Rodgers. So I just don't like the excluding the Rodgers portion of the Matt LaFleur era because he was a portion of Rodgers' success.
Yeah, 100%.
Despite me trolling Matt LaFleur to his face in 2020, in 2022, outside of Lambeau Field saying Rodgers made you. Because that's not the truth.
No, it's not the truth, and I really don't like us excluding that. But overall, when we look at 1 through 3, he's not the third best coach, right?
Yeah, how are we going to put Kevin O'Connell? Has he done a great job with the talent? Yes, but they haven't won anything.
Have the Vikings won a playoff game in the last couple of years? Have they?
No.
And so that's my whole thing is when I look at it is we can be disappointed with Matt LaFleur, right? We can be disappointed at the fact that we have not gone to a Super Bowl. We feel like we underperformed in big games this year or games that against high-quality opponents this year. But you still have to look at the full body of work of Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is still a top 10 coach in the NFL, and I'd rather keep taking cracks at it versus not knowing what I could potentially have with my coach, instead of having Matt LaFleur. So, no, he's not the third best coach in the division, but this is a division that has a lot of good football coaches. Dan Campbell, he knows how to put an identity onto a team, and Kevin O'Connell knows how to get the most out of his guys.
Yeah, you can't discount what Matt LaFleur has done because you're right. He deserves some respect for Aaron Rodgers because look at what Aaron Rodgers has done since he left Green Bay, right? Obviously, he tore his Achilles, and he's kind of a shell of himself physically now, but for everything that's coming out about his personality and how much of a distraction he can be, Matt LaFleur deserves some credit for keeping that train on the tracks when he was peak upset at the organization in general, right? Try to imagine containing Aaron Rodgers' fury at Gutekunst and the organizations
while trying to win football games
and funneling that onto the field and getting him to play at an NFL, an MVP level. That's what Matt LaFleur did. The other thing is, too, you're exactly right, Kyle. Kevin O'Connell, great head coach. I have a lot of respect for him. He's 0-2 in playoff games. They lost to the lowly New York Giants. He helped give Daniel Jones that $40 million contract because of how he played in the playoffs. And not only that, Dan Campbell, great head coach. I love everything about what he brings from a culture standpoint, but they still haven't figured out how to win the big game. At least when the Packers lost those big games, San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs in 2019, also in 2021. Actually, I don't know how far the Niners went that year. When they lost to Tampa Bay, at least these were teams that went on to win and be in Super Bowls. I mean, the Vikings are losing to the Rams and the Giants in the playoffs. So it's hard to say. Not only that, Matt LaFleur has done some impressive things with this youngest team in football. Totally remade roster from the Aaron Rodgers time, and they are still having success. So, look, we can be hard on Matt LaFleur, and we should be hard on Matt LaFleur. We have a show has been hard on Matt LaFleur because we have a Super Bowl standard for the Packers. But don't go disrespecting Matt LaFleur, saying he's a bad coach and not one of the better ones in the division.
It's just interesting how things change in 12 months.
Can I add a follow-up from Adam as we've now answered his question?
What up, Adam?
Then why isn't Jordan Love playing at a better place? Why isn't he as good
at a higher level? Jordan Love did not take the next step, and right now I'm going to make an excuse that I don't know why. But when I look at this year,
okay.
No, I mean, really, we're not internal, but externally, when we look at it, there's something that Jordan Love did not have this year that he had the first year. Jordan Love had ups and downs his first year as a starter, but you know what he had? He had a consistency of being able to look at his mistakes and go out there and be healthy and apply what he's learned on the field the next week. And we saw him progressively get better. What we saw this year was a disjointed season where he was constantly not healthy. He came into the first game against the Eagles. He got hurt, right? Then he bounces. He comes back. He's not really feeling comfortable in the first half against the Minnesota Vikings. We can see it. And then he plays against the Lions and he gets hurt. Like, we can just see that Jordan Love was not healthy, right? It was a little clunky. It didn't feel comfortable at all this year. And so I chalk his not bad season, but a season where he didn't take a clear step forward to me, I put that on the fact that he was not healthy. That's why year number 3 as a starter for Jordan Love is very important. If he can stay healthy, he better take steps in the right direction. Or if he has the same type of year he had this year, we're going to question whether or not he is as good as we thought he is, or we're going to question whether Matt LaFleur can truly develop a quarterback.
That's true that this year is a defining year for both Love and LaFleur. And I just think that when you look at those...
And Goody,
all of them, the trio, because if this is going to be a 3-year plan, and this is going to be Jordan Love's 6th season in the NFL, 3rd year as a starter.
And I know we keep mentioning this 3-year plan. This is something that Rob Domofsky had mentioned to us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman yesterday.
Yes, and Matt LaFleur's 7th season as a head coach coming up. It is about time that you make some waves beyond the regular season, right? A couple of good, solid, postseason wins, like beating the Dallas Cowboys last year, but
ultimately 3-5 is his playoff record.
You need that marquee postseason victory. So he has accomplished more than the other 3 coaches combined. That's not even arguable. So I think the people that are discounting him so quickly, I think you're a little bit off base, and you have to appreciate a little bit what you got.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, I can't put him behind Kevin O'Connell because of the 6 years, and Dave from Aaron chimes in. This is his record in the division, despite going 1-5 and a fingertip away from going 0-6. He is 23-13 in the division as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers.
I mean, he also beat the Bears 10 straight times. A streak like that almost never happens in that rivalry.
And forget the rivalry. It's hard to beat any team 10 straight times in the NFL, year after year after year, just giving it to them.
It's hard, but I will say this, is the NFC North has not been that great.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs, and I mean, in the regular season, other than maybe we had the Vikings and the Packers a couple years ago. Last year you had the Lions and the Packers. This year was a really good division, but I mean... And he lost most of these games. The division isn't that great, and we discovered that when we talked about
the last 3 years. The Packers haven't won the division. They were knocked out by the Lions when they had nothing to play for except ruining the Packers' playoff chances. Then the Lions won it the next year, and they won it this year. And both the Lions and the Vikings, 14 and 15 games won, respectively.
Yeah, we went
Will Matt LaFleur always be under heat until he gets to Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's what it is. Because he's got, once you get to it, once you win a lot of games in the regular season, right? Once you prove you are a really good head coach, it's the next thing is winning a Super Bowl. It's just like a quarterback, right? We talk about Dan Marino. Dan Marino, he's a great quarterback.
I love how you say we talk about Dan Marino.
People, everybody who talks about football.
We talk about Dan Marino all the time here on Kyle Brust.
Dan Marino is considered one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, but because John Elway was able to win multiple Super Bowls, people put John Elway ahead of a Dan Marino, right? And that's what it comes down to. You need to win rings to put you in a whole nother category of success, of level of people having confidence in you as a head coach. And that's the next step. Anything short of a Super Bowl, Matt LaFleur will always just be known as a good head coach.
Because unfortunately as well, if he does get back to the NFC Championship game and does not win, that record of the NFC Championship game will go to 0-3. Fair or unfair? 2019, I don't think they had a shot. 2020, obviously, we've discussed a little bit. If you missed any of our show, go back to Wisconsin On Demand or watch back on YouTube as we were living. What game would you like to redo of NFC Championship games of the Packers past? And 2020 came up, obviously 2014 and 2007.
And whether it's right or wrong, whether it's quarterback one for the Green Bay Packers or head coach, you are held to a standard and timeline of your predecessor, right? We're holding Jordan Love to Favre and Rodgers, right? How quickly does they win a Super Bowl? What about head coaches, though? Mike Holmgren, 5th year, he won a Super Bowl for the Packers. Mike McCarthy, 5th year, won a Super Bowl for the Packers. LaFleur is going on year 7.
Oof.
So that's why I feel like there's a little bit of impatience, is because we already had two good coaches, great coaches,
Wait a minute.
that brought a Super Bowl in 5 years.
Because Mike Holmgren left after year 7 then. Or year 6. Mike Holmgren's only here, so he's going to be here longer than Mike Holmgren?
Mike Holmgren, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years with the Green Bay Packers.
What Kyle said.
Yep, you're exactly right.
Way to count it out, finance guy.
Yeah, I like to use my fingers and toes.
Yeah, well, you don't have to use fingers and toes to count if you go work with Brad's great people at Bank 59.
Oh, that's so good, Ben. You're exactly right. They will do the counting for you, whatever it is. Financial services, anything with investments, they are here to help you is Bank 59. My friends at Bank 59, listen to this mission statement. Make lives better. Tell me what other true, local, trustworthy, wholesome, longevity type community bank is there to make lives better. They're making lives better of their customers. Of course, their customers, because their customer satisfaction through the roof, loyalty, customer service across the board, helping everything with your financial world. Not only that, their employees. They always rank high on the Journal Sentinel's lists for top employees in the area. Not only that, but their nonprofit presence and their charitable giving. They spend 9,000 hours in volunteering across southeastern Wisconsin and financially support hundreds of nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. Bank 59, they are certainly that true local community bank. And if you're looking for a place to finally park your money that can make your life better, that's Bank 59. Visit bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Some big Milwaukee Bucks news that we have to get to. Some big news about the Milwaukee Bucks coming up next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And make sure everyone's tuning in when we do this, because y'all's faces are going to be like,
it better be sweet.
If you think I'm going to act like that for oatmeal, you're outside your damn
You've never
mind.
had Brad Nortman's oatmeal.
It's not Quaker,
I've
is
also had
it?
chocolate chip pancakes with butter
organic.
and syrup that make me go, oh, baby, oatmeal ain't going to do that.
You'll be surprised. I'm going to do a variety.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 43. We've got backups from Capitol Drive pretty much all the way down through the Marquette. Northbound, have you from Fond du Lac Avenue up past North Avenue. Southbound on 41, backing up from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. We've also got eastbound 94 slowing down from 84th Street to 35th. The westbound side heavy from 16th all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And 894 southbound. You've got backups all the way out of the Zoo Interchange down into the Hale Interchange. There is an accident just north of the Hale Interchange that's going to be affecting your rides off on the left shoulder. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, clear and cold, a low of 4 above with a wind chill of 0 to 5 below. And tomorrow, increasing clouds, just a light chance for afternoon flurries, a high of 20. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. Zero sugar, zero carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
It's the perfect Valentine's heart.
The kind a schoolboy would draw.
It's the most adorable pendant we've ever created.
Innocent, fun-loving, and sweeter than honey.
Cute, cute, cute.
It's cherry red ceramic that's been through the fire.
We've been making ceramic jewelry for thousands of years.
Seriously?
Google it.
But this ceramic heart has things they didn't know about thousands of years ago.
Like what?
Diamonds. 18 of them.
These created diamonds were made for the one who sparkles like the sun.
I can see her in my mind right now.
It's the perfect Valentine's gift.
And it's only $128 at Kessler's.
Monica, what else do we have?
We have 4 different ways to say I love you.
Each pendant is a different shape covered in diamonds.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
An oval.
A square with rounded corners.
A teardrop.
And a heart.
Your choice, just $148 at Kessler's. For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Arrowhead's Natalie Cuso. The junior guard for Arrowhead's girls basketball team continues to see her star rise this season. After averaging 23.7 points per game as a sophomore, the junior Cuso has raised that to 26.5 points per game this season, including 35 points in a big win this month over Milwaukee. She also put up 34 points in a Warhawks win against one of the top-ranked teams in the entire country. According to ESPN, Cuso is a 5-star recruit and is already being recruited by heavy hitters in college in the Big Ten and ACC, among other conferences. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Natalie Cuso, and good luck the remainder of the season.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The big news of the Milwaukee Bucks is not that the tip has been slid to 7:30 tonight and that Alex...
Now this is some breaking news.
Andre Jackson is going to be participating in the 2025 NBA All-Star Game dunk contest. Why y'all look at me like that?
Yeah, all right, Ajax.
Dunk contest.
East Bay.
So you guys aren't going to watch.
What?
The old catalog, are you mentioning?
No, the East Bay dunk is when you put it between your legs and like you do a 360 East Bay.
When's the last time you watched a dunk contest?
Honestly, this was sad. Like, I don't really.
Levine and Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon was the one that went in my head. I was like, damn, that was fun. But what was that? 6 years ago?
Didn't Hamidou Diallo win it one year and nobody knew who that was?
Like, at this
Brad
point,
probably still doesn't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. I haven't watched one since Dwight Howard. I don't even care. Maybe if Giannis was in it, maybe I'd watch. But like,
what do you mean maybe? If Giannis was in it, I'd absolutely watch.
It's a dunk contest.
But he's a star.
But it's a
and
dunk
the whole thing
contest.
is the stars used to participate in the dunk contest.
Yeah, they scared now. I blame LeBron James. LeBron James ruined it for everybody because he said, "Oh well, I'm not going to do it." So he made it so stars.
All right, here
don't
are
do
your
it anymore.
most recent winners of the dunk contest.
Come on, let's do all the no names.
Let's do this. Brad, stop me when you recognize a name, okay?
Okay.
The winner of each of the last two was Mac McClung.
No.
Seriously? Like, you don't know of like Mac McClung, the white guy with bounce?
He's not a superstar. He's not a Buck.
He was really good in high school. That's why people know who he is. How about Obi Toppin, won in 2022?
That name sounds familiar.
I hope it sounds familiar because we talked about Obi Toppin getting buckets against the Bucks last year in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. That's
back when he played for the Knicks. In 2021, it was Anthony Simons.
That's nothing on that one.
Okay, Derek Jones Jr. won it in 2020.
I mean, this literally, we should have played like the. Is this a Good Karma Brands teammate or a dunk contest winner?
Derek Jones Jr. could fly.
Yeah, he could fly. Before that, 2019, I was right. It was Hamadou Diallo. You don't know who that is.
No.
You will know.
Where did he go to school?
I don't know who it is. Georgetown?
Kentucky.
Oh.
Kentucky. You'll know who this guy is, though. In 2018, Donovan Mitchell won it when he was still a member of the Utah
I didn't
Jazz.
realize that.
Spider.
That's good for him.
Yeah.
Is that before he was like marquee?
Are there any more that he wouldn't know?
He was marquee at that time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. 2013, Brad, do you know who Terrence Ross is?
No.
How about the 2012 winner, Jeremy Evans?
Oh, nope. Shoot, I only remember.
Jeremy Evans
is these guys. This is why people don't watch them.
And then that's about it. You would know Blake Griffin, Nate Robinson, obviously being very short. He won it 3 times. Dwight Howard won it in 2008.
So
that was
literally, so since Jeremy Evans, it's gone downhill.
But literally, my last memory of the dunk contest is Dwight Howard.
Superman.
That's it. Yep.
Wow, that was how many years ago?
That was now 17 years ago. That was 2000. That's when he jumped over that car, right?
He had the cake. No, that was Blake Griffin who jumped over the car.
Oh, that was 2011, yeah.
He had a 12-foot hoop or something.
I was thinking about like
what's your favorite show of all time?
Of all time,
or just favorite show is like The Office? You know.
Well, I mean,
just like background.
Breaking Bad, I guess, would be my favorite like show. I love The Office for a comedy show.
Would you rather watch The Office or the dunk contest?
Oh, The Office, easily.
Oh, the reruns, huh?
Yeah, I'd rather watch any like solid rerun movie or the dunk contest easily. Not even a new show. Not even like Lex and I are watching Silo on Apple TV right now. Well, I mean, that's something where it's like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Brad will pay $5.99 for Apple TV, but he won't tip his grocery delivery driver $7.
You know, the Apple TV subscription was actually somehow comped for a month. What did we buy recently where it's like, oh, you unlocked a month of Apple TV.
And you won't extend it?
I'm thinking about it. We'll see how many episodes we get through. If we get through all the episodes, there's nothing else I really want to watch. I'll probably cancel.
I ain't mad at you. I do it all the time. I get mad when I forget to cancel.
I know, but he can do it. Like, and it's not going to change his life.
He told me that's how the rich stay rich. I need to take a page out of his book. You too, buddy. You had that $2 billion. It's gone.
$2 billion.
Where'd that $2 million go?
Gone.
$2 to $5 million on Google. Is that still show up on Google?
I don't know. I don't Google you, my friend.
Let's Google Ben Brust net worth.
I wonder what it is. Is it still $2 million?
It doesnesn't show up anymore, but it used to show up as $2 to $5 million. So I'm glad that Google is catching on. That is no.
You squandered it all. You threw it all away in a Lithuanian strip club, or was it what was it?
No Lithuanian strip club. Just the casinos. The casinos in the mall.
In a mall.
Wait, well, I guess that's probably. Was there also those in the mall?
No. I don't think I went to one. Although that would have been an experience.
Sure would have.
Definitely should have. I remember leaving the casino at 8 a.m. one time.
8 a.m.?
Did you have a game that day?
Hell no. No, it was an off day.
8 a.m. You left a casino?
What else the hell was I going to do?
Did you practice on an off day?
No, it's called an off day.
Wait, so did you practice when you didn't have games?
Yeah, we practiced like way too much. We practiced twice a day.
Who was your coach?
I forget his name. Horrible.
You don't really
know he was horrible.
He didn't like you? Is that why he was horrible? Or he just sucked?
No. Do you want to hear Lithuanian experience?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kick ass in practice. Kick ass. 8 minutes a game.
You got to earn it, man.
Worst practice of my life. Here's 32 minutes out of 40 for you, Ben.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't figure it out. Everything was backwards.
Is he trying to get fired, the coach? Was he trying
I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking of trying to get fired, I just started Ted Lasso finally.
Oh, Ted Lasso's good.
Oh, I envy you. If I could go back in time to a place where I'd never seen the first season of Ted Lasso and get to experience it the first time again.
Yeah, I'm through the first 5.
Never seen it.
So good.
Incredible. I had never seen it until
so good
this week.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So, per our conversation earlier, I just want to get to Brian Balaga because I want him to retell what it was like being in the huddle in 2014 against Seattle, or 2015 in January. Kyle, you're going to tell us how to keep some draft out of your home that you're trying to continue to upgrade.
Burr, burr, burr. It's been cold here in Wisconsin. If you are feeling that cold and drafty home right now during this very cold winter month, then you need to contact my friends at Universal Windows Direct. Yes, my friends at Universal Windows Direct, because they will take great care of you. See, what they have at Universal Windows Direct is they have this super spacer technology. And what that does is, KBN Nation, it ensures your new windows perform better, they last longer, and they keep your home at a consistent, comfortable temperature all year long. Plus, every window is backed by a true lifetime warranty. Coverage for as long as you own your home and 20 years additional to the next homeowner. What a great selling point when you decide to upgrade and move into another home, or maybe you decide to downgrade to your retirement home. Utilize Universal Windows Direct so your windows are great. And always remember, buy two, get two. And on top of that, 0% financing for 36 months. And if you get a quote from another company, bring it to them, because Universal Windows Direct will beat it. Call them today for your in-home consultation at 414-410-2000. That's 414-410-2000, or visit them at universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
A live look in from a player's perspective to heartbreak for the Green Bay Packers in an NFC Championship game with Packers tackle Brian Bulaga next year on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Ben, I've been a fan of you since Scalzo and Brust was on the air. You kind of are like a Pat McAfee for the ESPN Milwaukee. You kind of revolutionized this channel and stuff.
Leo, I'm here for you, and I appreciate everything you say. We love you listening, and you can call in every day and say that. I won't get on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be.
Kringle
I think his legs.
Yeah. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry you guys being serious? You guys can't put two and
I got it. I could not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Do we need to start the Andy Reid GOAT conversation as it relates to Belichick? Is that conversation up for grabs here?
I mean, it should have started already. I mean, Andy Reid has won 100-plus games with two different franchises. So it's not as if it's a situation where he just became a good coach when Patrick Mahomes arrived into the NFL. He's been doing it at a high level for a really long time. Where they went to 4 conference championship games with the Philadelphia Eagles, got to a Super Bowl. So even though he hadn't had the high-end success, even though he was the bridesmaid, never a bride, we all knew that Andy Reid, from an X's and O's standpoint, was one of the best in the game. Now, game management used to be his Achilles heel, but not anymore, because we're seeing it with the Kansas City Chiefs. This team is used to being in and winning close football games. So, yeah, I think we're going to start having that conversation about Andy Reid, and the volume on it is going to get ratcheted up louder.
Shop can't miss deals going on now during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. For a limited time, get a free adjustable stand when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch miter saw. That's a $229 value. Plus, save $680 on a Midea 4-piece kitchen appliance suite. Now just $17.96. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 1/13 through 1/24. Cannot be combined with additional discounts while supplies last. See store or Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
Something amazing is happening in networking. Organizations are scaling with less stress. That's because CDW is designing and implementing intelligent HPE Aruba networking solutions that simplify and secure operations. With automation at the center of your data center, growing pains can be a thing of the past. HPE Aruba Networking and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Aruba.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
The 10th-ranked Golden Eagles led by as many as 27 points as they cruised to a 76-59 win at Seton Hall. After struggling from the floor the last 2 games, senior guard Cam Jones nailed 4 threes and rode to a team-high 19 points to go along with 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and 3 steals.
Cam Jones wide right. He'll attack. 3 in the corner. Good! That one he was shooting.
He's 4 of 6 3-point shooting.
MU scored 23 points off 24 Pirates turnovers while notching 18 steals as a team. 5 of those coming from junior guard Chase Ross. Marquette moves into a first-place tie in the Big East at 7-1 and 16-3 overall. They welcome Villanova to Fiserv Forum Friday night.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University.
Whether you are a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit our great city of Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Hey, maybe you got friends coming in from out of town. St. Kate the Arts Hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music, you and your friends will enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. Here with Brian Balagan. Before we get to Brian, I got to tell you how great Michelob Ultra is because I enjoyed a couple with my guy Greg Scalzo over the weekend. He came over. We enjoyed life a little bit. We took it, sit back, relax, and enjoy the 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. And on Thursday, January 30th, next week, we'll be live from Maddie's Bar and Grill in New Berlin from 2 to 5. Leave work early. Grab a Michelob Ultra at Maddie's on the 30th. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it, and you will enjoy it with us at Maddie's Bar and Grill. That will be, yes, January 30th on Thursday. We will see you there. Enjoy responsibly. Brian Balaga, former Packer tackle, joining us here. Brian, what's up?
How we doing, guys?
You know, we're doing well, and I hate to take you down a path that you might not want to go, but we did discuss the NFC Championship games that Packer fans would want back. 3 stuck out, 2007, 2014/15, obviously, when you play it, and 2020. Now, we've gone down this road. I think most of the people ended up choosing 2014. Can you detail again for us what it was like being in that huddle? Like, did you have any questions?
Dang, he didn't expect to have to walk into this memory.
Yeah, here we go.
I mean, again, but like, Brian's a professional. It is what it is.
We're having a great day.
Yeah, and he's going to have a great Homer hour. But I think fans want to hear what it was like from his perspective to go through something that you had to go through and cry in your room.
It's true, I did.
Well, I mean,
Brian.
Obviously the game, and everyone remembers it very clearly, and I still remember it very clearly. It was literally like the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and the reason for that, and a lot of people forget it too because of the way the game played out, right? How we dominated the first half of the game and really most of the second half, and then as we got into the fourth quarter and late third quarter and fourth quarter, how things kind of unfolded, and I think was it Morgan that took a knee on the pick, and things that happened and unfolded, and the onside kick, obviously, everyone remembers that, the Russell Wilson 2-point conversion that he kind of just threw up in the end zone, and it just things like that. But what people forget in that game that I'll never forget, besides all those things that happened, was that we went down on a 2-minute drive and kicked a field goal to put it into overtime. And that took a lot as an offense for everything that happened in that game, for the emotional roller coaster that we went on, from really dominating the game to being down in the game, which was like crazy, to having that crowd back in it and back on top of us to go back out there, I think with like maybe 55 seconds left and 2 timeouts or a timeout, to go back down the field and kick a field goal to extend it. And to be honest with you, like, I remember vividly that if Aaron didn't have that bum calf at the time, and I think he popped it against Tampa earlier, probably like 3 or 4 weeks prior. If he didn't have that issue with his calf, there were so many opportunities that Seattle's pass rushers, for how active they were, there were a lot of opportunities that he could have ran and got massive chunks of yardage that we could have taken even more shots into the end zone at the time. But unfortunately, he was playing through a really bad calf injury and he just couldn't move the way he wanted to. So he stood in the pocket and threw the ball, and very accurate that drive. So it was just a whirlwind of emotions. And after the game, I sat in the locker room, and obviously it was a contract year for me, but I sat in the locker room and I could not believe what happened. I really haven't watched the game back, to be honest with you. I have not watched the full tape back and what transpired.
You're a tape guy too, as we've learned. You watch all these games back.
Yeah, I do. And I've watched bits and pieces of it, but I have not watched the full thing back because that's one game I can't bring myself back to watch because it hurts. Because that, when you go through something like that, there's a lot of scar tissue there.
Yeah, Brian, the painful moment. And
Brad, have you watched Super Bowl 50 back?
Not purposely. Sometimes it'll be on NFL Network and it'll be on TV, but I've actively tried to avoid watching it. It's not good memories. And Brian, I could be there right there with you. Thought 100% we were going to go into that game. We were a 5.5-point favorite in the Super Bowl. I thought we were going to be, 18-1 and Super Bowl champions. And there was a disbelief, a surreal out-of-body moment in the locker room when you don't win, and it's a shock. It's hard to come to grips with it. I'm not sure I'll ever come to grips with it. But Brian, I wanted your reaction to Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson took the job as the Bears head coach, and you were a Packer, and you played under Matt LaFleur, and he took a blatant shot that was not very funny, bad time, or poor timing on his part, comedically at least, and he basically said, tip my hat to Dan Campbell, to Kevin O'Connell, and I've liked beating Matt LaFleur twice per year. If you were a Green Bay Packer playing under Matt LaFleur, how do you take that? Like a current player, how would you take that?
Yeah, I didn't really find the humor in that too much. I didn't really and I'm not even playing there. You know what I mean? I don't know how much I wouldn't appreciate that if I was in that locker room. And I don't know Matt LaFleur's relationship with Ben Johnson. I don't know if they're buddies or not. But
it sounds like it's really non-existent. Like they haven't worked together, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't. That wouldn't be funny to me. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't take kindly to it. And if I was a guy in the locker room, I wouldn't take too kindly to it either. As much as Ben Johnson has accomplished at Detroit, he's had really good offenses. And good for him. Right? Detroit's offense has been really good. That's Dan Campbell's football team. It's not his football team. He'll have his opportunity in Chicago and what his football team does. And that's when he can, finally start having, what, he wants to say when his football team starts performing the way Dan Campbell's football team starts performing. But until then, to throw shots like that is interesting, because I can assure you, in my time in Green Bay, there are a lot of head coaches that sat at that same podium and spoke very similar words, and it didn't turn out well for them. So we'll see how it plays out. And listen, Ben Johnson, very good offensive coordinator for Detroit. The offenses were very successful, right? I'm not taking anything away from that. But Chicago isn't Detroit. I'll just say that. That is not the same offensive personnel and not the same team. So I'll leave it there.
So, Brian, what you're saying is that the Green Bay Packers may have beef. Like, the players are actually going to see this. Matt LaFleur.
Naturally, you have to.
We got beef because when I heard it, we all laughed, we giggled, we like, oh, this guy's stupid. He seems like a nerd. But it actually makes me happy to know that I know players are humans, but it's good to know that Matt LaFleur is probably taking note of this, because Ben made a comment about when he sees him next year after the Packers beat him, he should look him in his eye and say, what?
Who's your daddy now, Ben?
Who's your daddy now?
Well, at the same time, the players should look at that. That's directed at the players too.
That's true.
It's not just beating Matt LaFleur. There's guys that are on the field that are playing that game. So there's other things that go into that than just beating Matt LaFleur. There's the guys play the game. So that's a shot at the guys as well.
Well, Brian, we love your perspective as always. Thank you for joining. And I'm sorry we had to relive a little bit of 2014-15 for you, but we appreciate you being transparent.